Yo, chat. नमस्ते. Very good afternoon, good evening होने का टाइम आ गया है. And we have with us round 8 of UzChess Masters. नमस्ते everyone. Hello chat. Sorry for the delay. बट मैं देख रहा था कि आप सभी लोग चैट में पूरी तरह से एक्टिव थे एंड रूट कर रहे थे. इनफैक्ट विदित जो कल जीत गया है उनकी भी पोजीशन काफी स्टेबल अगेंस्ट द टूर्नामेंट लीडर. और दूसरे टूर्नामेंट लीडर के साथ एक वाइल्ड वाइल्ड गेम बाय इंडियाज मैडमैन अर्जुन एरिगाइसी. भाई क्या ही वेरिएशन है, बहुत ही गजब, एकदम जूसी स्पाइसी लाइन है ये. और दोनों ही प्लेयर्स काफी चिल में लग रहे हैं, बट लुकिंग एट द टाइम सिचुएशन ऐसा लग रहा है कि इट लुक्ड लाइक प्रेप. But abhi it is like both players are pretty much on their own. अरे कौन, अरे राकेश भाई है, राकेश भाई. टिकू भाई इज थोड़ा बिजी टुडे चैट सैडली. सो टिकू भाई ट्राई करेंगे, कोशिश करेंगे आने का बहुत जल्द. बट फिलहाल इट्स इंटरनेशनल मास्टर राकेश भाई हियर. सो लेट्स सी हाउ इट गोज. एंड विद दैट नेपो हंस का मैच है. वील हैव अ लुक सारे ही गेम्स, पांचों इंटरेस्टिंग गेम्स है. एंड वी विल लुक एट दैट एज वेल. आवाज को, अरे अरविंद भाई, इट इज नॉट टिकू. टिकू भाई इज बिजी. So he'll be back maybe at the end of the stream, or even maybe for a little earlier. So we'll see when it goes. Yo, Pranav, hello. Arjun Queen C2. Uh, we'll have a look. एकदम शुरू से स्टार्ट करते हैं chat. So we'll also see. We'll start off with Arjun's position here. So if we come to the start of the game. Samay bhai, are we at the start of the game? Let me know. बढ़िया. So Arjun Erigasi playing with the black pieces here against Madamino. जो chat remember सिंदारो के सेकंड रह चुके हैं. So सिंदारो के सेकंड थे इन द वर्ल्ड कप कैंडिडेट्स दोनों, जहां पे सिंदारो वन. सो वी सी एन इंटरेस्टिंग पोजीशन ऑफ द रॉय लोपेज. यहाँ पे मादामिनो एकदम क्रेजी ओपनिंग आइडियाज खेलने के लिए मशहूर है. बट लुक एट अर्जुन एरिगाइसी, व्हाट ही डज, ही गोस फॉर समथिंग ऑफ बीट, थोड़ा जो पता नहीं है. एंड शिवम बिद इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट. बोथ इंडियंस, अर्जुन एरिगाइसी एंड विदित, आर इन मस्ट विन सिचुएशंस. दोनों को जीतना ही पड़ेगा बिकॉज देयर अपोनेंट्स आर इन द लीड. दोनों के 4.5 पॉइंट है. एंड ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड ऑफ द बोर्ड एज यू कैन सी, क्रेजी ओपनिंग चॉइस देयर. एंड बोथ प्लेयर्स प्ले क्रेजी ओपनिंग्स. पूरा प्रिपरेशन, पूरा ही ओपनिंग रट के आए. इट्स काइंड ऑफ लाइक देयर आइडियाज, दे नो दे हैव बाय हार्टेड अ फ्यू लाइंस, बट दे वांट आल्सो डू समथिंग क्रेजी. So knight c3, short castle, knight d5, going in the center for this bishop. And now Arjun says, okay, you can take this, but I'm going to launch something against this white king. पूरी तरह से मुझे attack करना. I am the madman. But Madamino says, no, wait a second, I'm going to do that first. And then Arjun Erigasi के लिए blue arrow, and he is the best prepared player from India in the opening. So he pushes the pawn in the center. D5 के साथ center में attack. Madamino says pawn to F5. घोड़ा कहां जा रहा है आपका? Arjun brings it to the center. बढ़िया सा. And Madamino doesn't stop. He puts pawn to F6. अर्जुन का पूरी तरह से किंग का स्ट्रक्चर शैटर करते हुए यहां पे. एंड जी टेक्स F6 के बाद मादामिनोव गोज इन फॉर अनदर क्रेजी मूव. ही वांट्स टू गेट इन द क्वीन. आइडिया है चेक, बिशप लाऊंगा मैं और सीधा चेकमेट की थ्रेट. यहां पे अर्जुन ने काफी गहरी सांस ली और खेला पॉन टेक्स पॉन. अर्जुन बोल रहा है भाई मेरी नहीं फटती, मैं तो खेलने वाला हूं पूरी तरह से अटैकिंग चेस, and I am going to go for the kill. This is a perfect match strategy because look at the points chat. Madamino has 4.5 out of 7. Arjun Ergesi has 3.5 out of 7. A very crucial match in terms of the tournament standings. And tournament standings is also important, chat, because remember, winner of this tournament will be getting lots of points on the FIDE circuit. जिससे आप कैंडिडेट्स के लिए क्वालिफाई हो सकते हो। और अर्जुन एरिगेसी का 2 बारी कैंडिडेट्स क्वालिफिकेशन हैज नॉट हैपेंड, सो अर्जुन डेफिनेटली डेफिनेटली नीड्स दिस टूर्नामेंट विन। रिमेंबर, आफ्टर दिस इवेंट अर्जुन प्लेस नेक्स्ट इन चेन्नई जीएम, जहां पे गुकेश भी होंगे, नोडिरबेक होंगे, काफी सारे सारे स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लेयर्स होंगे। बट इट ऑल मैटर्स, हर एक विन, इनफैक्ट हर एक टूर्नामेंट विन विल मैटर अ लॉट। सो अर्जुन का रुक इज attacked, and Arjun says, I don't care about the rook. Tu khale, but I have so many pawns here. You can see 3 pawns on the left side, 4 pawns on the right side. So it's and five total, 7 pawns for black, 5 pawns for white. And Arjun says, go ahead, capture my rook. Queen check happened. Knight goes back to g6. Bishop takes rook. Queen takes rook. And rook f6 played. Knight to d5. Rook goes back. And look at this pawn storm now coming. These two juicy knights. Bishop का diagonal खुलने वाला है. एंड आई फील वाइट को ना कहीं लेने के देने ना पड़ जाए, बिकॉज दिस इज कमिंग रियली फास्ट। क्वीन g5 प्लेड, नाइट टू e3 अटैकिंग द रुक नाउ। यू कांट टेक रुक टेक्स पॉन बिकॉज क्वीन टेक्स रुक इज अ फ्री रुक, सो वो भी पॉसिबल नहीं है चैट। आफ्टर नाइट e3, let's see, bishop h5 played. That is the last move on the board. And if you can just go full screen chat on the video of Madamino versus अर्जुन, सो वहां पे हम शायद देख सकते हैं थोड़ा क्या बॉडी लैंग्वेज अलग है। कैन अर्जुन एक्चुअली जस्ट चॉप ऑफ द रुक? मादामिनो इज रोमिंग एंड यार चैट में काफी लोग लिख रहे हैं कि मादामिनो काफी स्टेयर करता है अपोनेंट को, काफी सारे he walks a lot, तो I agree, that is true. He's trying to put some extra pressure अर्जुन पे, एंड अर्जुन के पास है यहाँ पे वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चॉइस। अर्जुन एक ऑप्शन है उसके पास, ऑफ कोर्स द मोस्ट interesting option chat. You can see it, we can see it, Arjun can also definitely see it, that knight takes rook is a very very good option. Just chop off the rook, and then rook f1 is possible for white, and then you bring in queen to f5, challenging the queen. And now uh, white has given up the material, and now Arjun's pieces are just too active. I love black's position. So जिसका मतलब the silicon mass monster and साहिल टिकू का बेस्ट फ्रेंड इंजन जो है स्टॉकफिश बोल रहा है भाई बिशप h5, नाइट f1 के बाद टिकू का बेस्ट फ्रेंड बोल रहा है भाई मार दो बिशप, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, कोई टेंशन नहीं, फटाफट ट्रेड करो और ड्रॉ ले लो। एंड ड्रॉ कैसी है चैट? इज बाय परपेचुअल चेक। यू गिव अ चेक हियर, if king goes on the side, you just, in fact, you might be even better after rook takes f1, and you're getting some pressure along the f file after queen check, and rook takes this pawn on f4. So this is not recommended chat. You do not try this at home. So instead of this, it's just a simple draw after queen g6 check, queen g7 blocks, and now queen e8 check, queen f8, queen g6 check is a perpetual. And Arjun is still thinking, वो सोच रहे हैं कि भाई what can I do different? What is it that I can try to push the game? And maybe tournament situation के हिसाब से it makes complete sense for Madaminov to take the draw. So let's see. Live ही है भाई, error epic. This is live, so I don't know what you're talking about. Of course, there's a 15-minute delay, but this is the live position. And yeah, we will be checking with Hans versus Nepo as well. पूरी पूरी controversial game है वहां पे, of course, with lot of pointers there. And of course we'll be checking in with Vidit ka game and Abdu Satarov ka game as well. But I'm just waiting for this crucial moment, because you can see Arjun, bhai, whatever I have shown you, Arjun has already calculated that, all of that and more. but it's just the point where does he try for more chat? क्या लगता है? फटाफट बताइए चैट. Should Arjun play for a win? Yes or no? He has literally a draw in his hands. एक घंटे के अंदर 23 मूव हुए, 23 मूव्स डन, एंड अर्जुन कैन लिटरली फोर्स अ ड्रॉ विथ नाइट टेक्स रुक. यू कैन सी, ओ वापस फिर से उठ गए मादामिनोव. ही वॉज एट द बोर्ड फॉर अ बिट, बट I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Hans never, bilkul, bilkul. I think they did shake hands, remember, in the opening ceremony. So you are right, भाई. बहुत ही ज्यादा controversial हो सकता है Hans versus Nepo. We'll get to that match. Who's commentating? I love God. This is Rakesh भाई. राकेश कुलकर्णी इंटरनेशनल मास्टर कमेंटेटिंग फॉर यू गाइस. टिकू भाई को थोड़ा सा ब्रेक, टिकू भाई का गला फट चुका था, सो जस्ट ऑफरिंग हिम अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ रेस्ट. बट टिकू भाई का मैसेज आया, ही विल बी जॉइनिंग us maybe at the end, or of course for tomorrow's finale. Remember, this is the penultimate round, the second last round of the tournament, and that is why the tournament leader Mukhidin Madaminov is happy to take a draw against the madman Arjun Erigaisi. Arvind is saying he might overpush and get in worse position. That is a great point, Arvind. And that is what I showed you, chat. So knight takes rook is, of course, very tempting, Arvind, like you mentioned. Uh, Bishop takes knight, chops off. Whoops. Hold on. Yeah, it should be better now. So queen g6 check. And now, like I showed, queen g7 draw hai chat. Check though, king ऊपर, check though. And oh, in fact, yeah, here rook f1. This is the exact point that Arvind is mentioning in chat. आपको ना, अगर आप अर्जुन रह गए, आपको ज्यादा रिस्क नहीं ले सकते आप. ब्लैक पीसेस हैं आपके, यू हैव इक्वलाइज्ड प्रॉपरली, but now if you try or take an extra risk, it's actually going to be helpful for Mukhidin Madaminov. The Madaminov versus the madman, actually, this matchup. So let's see. Hi Tiku. Hello, Amit. Hello, Amit Rao. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Queen f5 is away. That's a great point, cricket shots. So let's check that option as well. Knight f1 chat is exactly 0-0. It's basically a draw offer. Arjun ने अभी तक खेला नहीं है, so we let him think. But I love cricket shots का और एक option. Arjun is 1 point behind the tournament leader. So great option by cricket shots कि queen f5 चलते हैं. Let's bring the queen up. Offer the queen trade. क्वीन टेक्स क्वीन, बिशप टेक्स क्वीन. एंड आपका पॉइंट है भाई, ये जो रुक है, दिस इज नो बेटर than my knight on e3. And just a sample variation, let's say if you go rook e1, you can still go knight c2 and go to fork down and get one of these rooks. So ये पॉसिबल नहीं है. बट नाउ व्हाइट हैज अ वेरी वेरी नाइस मूव विथ बिशप टेक्स नाइट. तो अब ये चॉप कर दो, एंड देन बिशप टेक्स बिशप के बाद ना रुक f4 आ रहा है. एंड यू नो, ऑफ कोर्स इंजन बोल रहा है इक्वल है, बट आई डोंट सी ब्लैक के लिए विनिंग चांसेस है. आई जस्ट क्विकली फ्लिप द बोर्ड. समय में चलेगा ना बोर्ड फ्लिप करेंगे तो यू नो, जस्ट टू शो यू फ्रॉम दिस पर्सपेक्टिव चैट की रुक टेक्स f4, ऑफ कोर्स अभी नाइट टेक्स c4 भी उड़ा दो आप. बट यहां पे कौन खेल रहा है जीतने के लिए? व्हाइट के पास है 4 पॉन, ब्लैक के पास है 5 पॉन, बट दीज टू रुक्स आर द मेन प्रॉब्लम भाई. दो हाथी है, two rooks for white, only one rook for Ajju bhai. And of course, the knight is active, I'll give you that, but I don't think black is in any way trying to win here. So that is what Arjun is figuring it out. So maybe it's not worth it. Yes, thank you, Amit Rao. Bhai Tikku mein bhag nahi gaya. He's a human. He also needs his rest. So that's why Tikku bhai will be with us very soon. And thank you for the coverage, Rakesh bhai. Arey Karthik bhai, thank you so much, Karthik Shanai ji, OP. Love your support. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. भाई नाइट को उड़ा दो बोर्ड. पता नहीं, आई डोंट नो इफ वी कैन डू दैट. बट व्हाट वी कांट डू, व्हाट अर्जुन एरिगेसी कांट डू चैट, मेरे हिसाब से तो मेक द बोर्ड बिगर. हो सकता है क्या समय भाई, चैट इज सेइंग मेक द मोड बोर्ड बिगर, बट भाई वो मादामिनो आके बैठ जाएगा, फिर छोटा करना पड़ेगा हमको. So that's the scene. And Arjun about to make a move. Cricket shots. Let's see. Let's see. And मिहिर पूछ रहे हैं क्या लगता है अर्जुन कहाँ फिनिश करेगा. So it's a great time. I think we haven't had this chance yet. So Samay bhai, can we have the standings on the screen to show the importance of this game? So let's quickly see what the standings are. So as you can see, chat, we have with us this very very interesting UZ Chess Cup. 9 rounds का tournament है with top 10 players, single round robin. शामशिदिन वोकिदो और मुखिदिन मादामिनो, किसी को नहीं लगा था कि ये दो प्लेयर्स लीड कर रहे हैं. इनफैक्ट मादामिनो इज अ लास्ट मिनट रिप्लेसमेंट, क्योंकि सिंदारो बोला भाई मैं बिजी हूं, मुझे गुकेश के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है. So that is how Madamino actually got into play. Abdusattar, who is Uzbekistan's most famous player and number one player, is in third place. But look at that, top three players, all headed by Uzbek players. Arjun Erigasi is fourth place. Vidit, जो last place पे थे, he has come to ninth place after beating the tailender Theodoru. So काफी interesting tournament. Arjun still has a chance for first place, but he has to beat the tournament leader today. And बीच में देखिए chat, that number 5 and number 6 clash between Hans Niemann and Jan Nepomniachtchi. We will also check that out because they had some beef. They played a match in Belgrade where it ended in a draw, like in a tie, the whole overall score. They played a 6 game match. और उसके बाद ना हांस ने ऐसे लिख दिया ट्विटर पे, which Nepo didn't really like. And during opening ceremony of UZ Chess Cup, they didn't even shake hands and they consciously avoided each other. And Hans के खिलाफ ना नेपो का स्टेटमेंट था, he is not a teenager anymore, so I will not treat him like one. So इसके लिए he's just trying to mention that he has to be more careful of his actions, and that is the main drama between Hans Niemann and Jan Nepomniachtchi. Tiku bhai created his Nepo Hans handshake. I don't think it has happened, chat. Atul bhai, आपने देखा क्या? I don't think it has happened. Yeah, exactly. Namaste. You are right. ये standings में it's like there are how many? One, two, three, four. Four Uzbek players, जिसमें से top three positions उज्बेकिस्तान ने ले ली है. And very rare. This normally doesn't happen. And इनका तो actually chat sadly सिंदारो भी नहीं है. Still they are having the top three positions. So it's very tough. अरे प्रणव भाई, कुछ भी. Let's see if we have some. Oh, it happened, handshake happened. Nice. So maybe टिको भाई वो हैंडशेक करवाने गए थे in in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. That's why he isn't here. As we see, Madamino is back at the board. And भाई अज्जू भाई क्या ही करेंगे. By chat, does he risk or no? Queen f5 is the risky move. Knight f1 is the draw offer. Basically दो ही ऑप्शन है अज्जू के पास. दो ही ऑप्शन है. वन ऑप्शन इज टू कंटिन्यू बट रिस्क लूजिंग, and the other option is knight f1 के बाद simple bishop g6 and the game is a draw. Yes, Tangle Gopal, I agree. Arjun's king is more weak. It's open. In fact, it's like just a perpetual check after bishop takes pawn. So Arjun has to be wary of that. And it is tough. It is tough. Oh, he plays queen f5. Let's go, bhai. Arjun bhai, I saw him move the queen. Wait, did he? Yes, he does. Bhai, Arjun OP chat. Bhai, I don't know. I don't think he wins it, but Arjun OP just for the confidence and just respect that he wants to play a game. He does not want to give Madaminov the easy, quick draw. So OP for that, bhai. I love the commentary. Thank you, Rao Net and Arjun OP, bhai. Let's go. Game on, bhai. Game on. Queen F5. He is saying तू घर पे रहेगा. सितारों का second यहाँ पे. You have to earn the half point as well. So Arjun had a free rook in front of him, but he says, nah. I don't want you to chicken out and take the draw. You have to fight till the end. You have to earn that draw. It's key. He's low key mad, chat. He's low key mad. That is true. That is real. Thank you. Yes, Ramesh bhai. Hello, hello. I am here. I am here. Yes. No draw. Exactly, Divyanshu. Absolutely right. Arjun genuinely locking in the piano guy is bang on right. And let's go. Uh, Cosmic Bipolar. Yeah, so Tikuba is not here. He'll be trying to join us later. And this is International Master Rakesh. And thank you. Appreciate your good vibes and your comments, chat. Loving the comments on Chess 24 India and Chesscom India. Love you, chat. Let's go. Let's give us support to Arjun Erigaisi because he may just blow the tournament wide open. Thank you, Chandan bhai. Let's go watch him beat Arjun. Shashank, you know what? I did show my analysis after this. So this is one variation chat. We'll have a quick look at this before we jump onto the other games. So Queen F5, Bishop F5 के बाद this is a bad move as Knight C2 के बाद fork है and both one of the rooks is gone and Arjun is winning. But I think the problem line is कि Bishop G6 आएगा. Bishop takes g6, rook f4 एंड नाइट c4 के बाद ना व्हाइट के पास टू रुक्स है ब्लैक के पास ओनली वन रुक एंड जस्ट विथ वन पॉन विच इज दिस पॉन इन द सेंटर it's close to my king, so my king can easily block it. So I'm a little afraid, chat. I'm a little afraid that Arjun might not have enough resources or enough pieces to turn around or change the game, chat. So that's the reason. That's the reason. But you have to give it up. You have to give it up for Arjun because he is trying, chat. ऐसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती सो दैट इज व्हाट अर्जुन एडिगेसी इज डूइंग ही इज सेइंग व्हाट ड्रॉ if it happens after 40 moves. I am not agreeing to a draw so quickly. So MKs, thank you so much, MKs bhai. And I think fan from lockdown, badhiya bhai. So Cosmic Polar is a long-term fan of the channel and chess.com and Samay bhai. And queens have been traded, chat. Queen trade as we can see on the board and काफी सारे trades happening. Rook f4 on the board and we predict knight takes c4 and let's go. Played by Arjun Erigaisi. And with that, we have this very, very imbalanced wala position. So white has two rooks and one knight. Black has one rook. So knight knight cancel, rook cancel, or bishop and one pawn. So दो चीज मैं रेड में दिखा देता हूं against the blue thing. So white has one rook, Arjun has bishop and one pawn. Bishop के points होते हैं तीन chat and pawn का होता है 1 point. So basically Arjun has 4 points with his opponent's 5. But this is a passed pawn. Knight b2 is a threat. This rook cannot come in the game because Arjun will chop off this pawn. So there is some compensation, some imbalance, and that is what Arjun is banking on. And for Arjun, a draw is equal to a loss because he can't win the tournament anymore. So Arjun thought, you know what? I saw the draw, but let's fight it out. It's a beautiful Sunday for must Indians. IPL खत्म हो गया, वर्ल्ड कप के गेम्स ना रात को चालू हो रहे हैं. So इंडियन जनता क्या ही करेगी? और विदित का पोजीशन is also quite equal. So let's give them something to see. French Open is also done. Exactly, chat. Thank you. So सब कुछ खत्म हो गया. We're just giving him something to see. Yo, bro, are you Rakesh? Yes, yes, I am. I am, bhai. I am. अर्जुन भाई आज स्टाइल से जीतेगा. मार्क माय वर्ड्स राकेश भाई. बाद में नाम याद रखना. ओके अतुल भाई. ओके नाम याद रखेंगे आपका. एंड इनफैक्ट आपको बहुत बहुत बधाइयां देंगे इफ अर्जुन मैनेजेस टू विन दिस फ्रॉम दिस पोजीशन, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. Rakesh, I think the update, yeah, update. I think board has been updated now. Board has been updated. Let's go. Oh, Divya is saying actually this is a nice point that Please check games of Aditya Mittal and Sethuraman. Sure. Divyansh bhai, you are absolutely right. That is the challenges section where the winner of that section comes to or qualifies to this tournament next year. So that's a great shout out there. And we will do that chat definitely. But before we switch, maybe let's have a quick look, check in at Vidit's game. So, Samay, I'm switching to Vidit's game. Let me know when all if it's updated. So if you can go have the cameras of Shamsidin Wokhidov and Vidit Gujarati. So chat. Let's see if we have that. Beautiful, beautiful. I think we have. बढ़िया, बढ़िया. Board भी update हो गया है. And let's come from got it, got it. Let's come to this game from the start. Thank you, Samay Bhai and chat. We have Shamsidin Wokhidov, जो है tournament leader, like Madamino. So both Indians actually playing with the black pieces against the tournament leaders. 4.5 point पे. In fact, this is number one versus number nine on the leaderboard. So let's see with it. Joe, he had his first win, I think, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he had his first win yesterday. So finally getting in some form. And remember, chat Vidit is 2698 Abhi on the rating list. So he has gone below 2700. So if he wins today, he will be back about 2700. So very, very important game. He'll also throw the tournament wide open. So काफी जरूरी game है here for Vidit for his career and his rating. So d6 के बाद knight b d2 a6. This is the Italian variation. यहाँ पे जो bishop c4 bishop c5 आता है वो Italian है chat. ऑल्सो नोन एज गायको पियानो. बिशप बी फाइव आ गया तो उसको स्पेनिश बोलते हैं. सो इटली और स्पेन में हल्का सा डिफरेंस यहाँ पे. बिशप बी फाइव इज रॉय लोपेज और स्पेनिश. बिशप सी फोर इज इटालियन और गायको पियानो. सो बिशप सी फोर बिशप सी फाइव विद गोइंग फॉर अ सिमेट्रिकल स्ट्रक्चर. सॉलिड रखना चाहते हैं पोजिशन ताकि इतनी ज्यादा एक्टिविटी ना मिले वाइट को. A4 expanded on the queen side. Vidit is threatened with this. तो VD बोलता है भाई let me drop back with my bishop. I'm not giving you any tempos, brother. So H3 played. Good move by the tournament leader because he wants to stop VD's bishop from coming and pinning this. And then rook to E8 played by Vidit. Rook E1 by Wokidov. Bishop E6 offering the trade of bishops. If nothing, Vidit is also threatening pawn to D5 kahin na kahin. So bishop E6 played, rook E6, recapture, pawn B4, pawn D5, and chat. I think with this pawn break, or this challenging white pawn structure, I feel that Vidit has equalized, has comfortably equalized. In fact, I'll just check in if there are some games in this position. And yeah, we have a couple of games. So in fact, a lot of games. Fabiano Caruana has played this. Anish Giri ने खेला है with the black pieces. Levan Aronian has played. Duda has played. तो काफी famous position है ये. And with it has comfortably equalized. Queen C2, H6, Knight B3, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, and Knight H5. Interesting. VD बोल रहे if you are not careful, brother, मैं अपना एक अटैक लॉन्च करना चाहूंगा if white is not careful. So this is also something he has to be careful about. Shamsuddin goes for b5, 97, c4, and this is the live position, I think. Yeah, as we see Vokido again get up like the Uzbek players like to do. Vidit is now thinking in this position, chat. Maybe I can flip the board so we can all see it from Vidit ka angle se and see what Vidit wants to play. Aniket, yeah, we will go back to Arjun, but we just are joining the stream from for Vidit here. We saw Arjun's game from start to end, analyzed it a bit, and now we are just having a quick check-in with how VD Bhai is doing. Remember, VD Bhai has a chance to completely turn around the script of this tournament and for himself by reaching 2700 yet again. So let's go, let's go. Um, Hans is cooked. Oh, Manish, we will have a look at that game as well for sure. And the piano guy is saying, Rakesh, do you think Gukesh genuinely can beat Sindarov? I feel yes, easily possible. In fact, Vincent Keimer ने कल एक statement दिया. Chad, I don't know how many of you saw it, but it's a very similar thing that I agree with because सिंदारो का पहला मैच है. The world championship is completely different and form कैसा भी हो, like Gukesh was the favorite to beat Ding, but वो जाके ना वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप के प्रेशर में पहला ही गेम हार गया अगेंस्ट Ding. Similarly, Magnus Carlsen was shivering. His hand was shivering when he was playing Vichy Anand in 2013. So, Sindaro still has to manage that part where you cannot replicate that anywhere except the actual event. So, and also form up down hote rehta hai chat, Sindarov is now at 2770, but let's say till November his rating goes back below 2750 and Gukesh का बढ़ जाता है फिर क्या बोलोगे? Then does Gukesh suddenly become the favorite? But I just think because of the experience, I would say 55% Gukesh, 45% Sindaro right now. I will root for Sundar, but I believe in Gukesh. Okay, fair, fair. Chat, do let me know whom are you rooting? What do you think? Who wins it? Will it just write Guki or Sindaro, and we will see who's going to get this? Who's going to get this? But he doesn't really have much pressure compared to Mukesh. I think he has a lot of pressure, chat. I mean, it's not like a simple match because वो वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए you have to do so many things. See, Sindaro had to win the World Cup, then he had to win the candidates, then he gets one chance. And if he loses that, there is no guarantee he's going to, again qualify for the candidates, again win the candidates. So it's very, very tough. So there is a lot of pressure. And plus, why Gukesh has a billion people rooting for him. So Uzbekistan is also no less. The country's eyes will be on Sindaro. So I think Sindaro पे भी काफी pressure है. I'm curious to know भाई कौन सी city में है. I'm also chat. Does anybody have an update or a a pick for which city to host the event? Like Singapore again, or do you want Chennai to bid for it, or do you want Tashkent, Uzbekistan to bid for it, or someone? So thank you Rakesh bhai for confirming. Oh, of course, of course. No, no. हाँ, I know. आप बहुत दिन से डाल रहे हो मैसेज दिव्यांश भाई, but Shirish, yeah, exactly. As Vincent said, it's 50-50, completely 50-50 for sure. Let's see what Vidit played. Oh, sorry, chat. A into B5. VD chops off a pawn. And I think it's smart for uh, Wukido to just capture with the pawn, and it opens up the line for this rook and some tactics against this rook and bishop combo of A8 and A7. So neutral is okay. I agree, Rathod bhai. Neutral venue would be nice. Like Singapore कैसे neutral था India China के बीच में, not geographically बीच में, but they have both languages. So I don't know, India Uzbekistan का neutral venue. I don't know भाई. Middle East is tough, chat again, war situation है, कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. So Delhi में भाई November December में इतना pollution होता है. So I'm not sure if Delhi is actually a good call. So Andaman is interesting, chat, but it will be Chennai. Kalyana, I hope, it's been 13 years and Gukesh, in fact, saw the World Championship in Chennai and became more interested in chess. So we never know how many more people come back into chess. Sri Lanka is an idol. Oh, Sumit Bhai, I like that. Actually, I would love that. Uh, so let's see. It seems unlikely Guki regains his old form after sucking for 2 years. I mean, you never know. It's just you just need one good tournament, and as they say, form is temporary, class is permanent. So we'll see. But I agreed. Current form, Sundaro would be the favorite, but I just feel with the overall pressure, Gukesh might just do well. It actually depends how well Gukesh plays in the Olympiad. What about Africa? Yogesh, that's a great point. I don't think Africa has ever hosted a world championship. I may be mistaken. I don't think they have. I don't think they have. But with that, oh, let's very, very interesting position here. Thank you, chat. Thank you. I had completely missed this. But if you can go to Nepo versus Hans, समय भाई chat was very kind to let us know कि भाई handshakes हुए थे after just last week they played a match in Belgrade, Serbia, and this is the action there. uh, वहां पे they score was 3-3 and Hans offered uh, नेपो टू प्ले लाइक अ टाई ब्रेकर टू डिसाइड कि भाई मैच कौन जीता देखते हैं. नेपो बोला भाई पैसे दे, एक्स्ट्रा पैसे देगा तभी मैं मैच खेलूंगा. आई वोंट प्ले द मैच फॉर द सेम अमाउंट ऑफ मनी. Hans blatantly refused. He said no need of extra money, we can just play to decide who's the winner. Nepo said no, no, nothing doing, and then Hans wrote in like a big essay on Twitter. Nepo didn't like it for obvious reasons, and now we have this position where Nepo has literally just blitzed out. He has more time than he started out with. 1 hour 30 minutes से start करते हैं normally chat. Nepo has 1 hour 35. Probably they because they crossed 40 moves, I think. But we see a knight end game, which normally should end in a draw. The position is absolutely equal. But Hans Niemann has just made a big mistake, chat. It is around this move. नाइट A6 के बाद हांस भाई को सिर्फ किंग D7 किंग C6 खेलना था टू प्रोटेक्ट दीज पॉन्स. बट ही बिकेम अ लिटिल केयरलेस. चैट इट्स समथिंग लाइक दैट. नजर हटी दुर्घटना घटी, एंड हांस से बड़ी दुर्घटना घटती है विद किंग to C8. It's a slow move, it's sloppy, and Nepo pounces on him with king f4, king b7, and he says, भाई कोने में खो घोड़ा काम करे थोड़ा, ले ले मेरा घोड़ा, मारूंगा मैं हथौड़ा with capturing these two pawns. King e5, let's go. King takes a6, king into d5, piece sacrifice. In a single piece endgame, if you sacrifice a piece, and Nepo is claiming my king and my pawns are much stronger than your lone knight, and knight is hanging, of course. Knight has to move, knight goes back, gives a check. Nepo is like, thank you for another pawn. This pawn is going, and suddenly I have a beautiful sea of one, two, three, four pawns against a knight. So this is anybody's game. Chat, knight g4 hitting these two pawns. Nepo is like, no, you can have my corner one, but this pawn is a queen then. Hans captures that. Nepo has two interesting options here, and he is still thinking. He is still thinking, if Nepo pushes this pawn, he's winning. And if Nepo captures king takes pawn, he is also winning. So it is a complete blunder by Hans Niemann, and Jan Nepomniachtchi might finally get the revenge. And look at these two players, Chad. You can see their scores next to their names. दोनों के 3.5 पॉइंट है. So 3.5 for both. If Nepo wins this, he goes to 4.5, and he will be on the just behind the tournament leaders. So let's go. Yeah, yeah. I would love a rage bait match, भाई. इसके बाद ना, like, just have another rematch. Hans versus Nepo का. So we see the reactions. भाई Nepo भाई के पास 1 hour 32 minutes है. Hans has only 36 minutes, and Hans realizes he has messed up. He has messed up, and there's just too many options here for white. Both, I can also ignore everything, just go king d6 or start pushing the pawn. So lot of options. Hans, you see, is twirling his hair, shaking his chair, and Nepo realizes he has a genuine chance. Just finishes his water a little bit, calming himself down, because when there is a lot of beef between two people, finally the performance over the board counts, and it counts by a lot. So two times winner है candidates के. यान नेपोम्नियाशी 2 बार वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप खेले हैं. So definitely will be using his experience here, and we'll see what he does. I think this game should end in Nepo's favor. So भाई नेपो पानी पी रहा है. एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली. या एंड With that, my chat, you made me check on Nepo's game, so thank you for that. Please keep the updates coming in chat because Tico bhai bhi nahi hai, so I'm alone. So lot of things to cover. So genuinely appreciate your comments. With that, system is saying Arjun game, please. So let's go to Arjun versus Madaminov. यहाँ पे we left it around here. Chat knight takes c4 के बाद, where remember in this game Arjun had a simple one move draw offer which Arjun refused for the tournament standings and just to fight it out. And after knight takes c4, knight c5 was played, hitting this pawn, and Arjun responds by chopping. And now Maramino is having a long think here. So he's basically, I think he can capture two pawns here. He's thinking on which pawn to capture. Does it make a difference actually? I'm also curious. Arjun, does he have a chance, chat? I like flipped it from the black side because Arjun black से खेल रहा है chat. So आपको भी you can see it from his side कि अर्जुन के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है. Not possible to check it fully, but भाई he's looking chill, chat. अर्जुन is looking chill. मतलब हारने का तो कोई टेंशन नहीं है ऐसे अर्जुन को देख के लग रहा है. So let's see the difference. Let's check out the moves here. Let's say if he goes knight takes pawn here. So Madaminov ने अगर ये मारा, it's a big blunder, chat. If Mukhidin Madaminov captures knight takes B wala pawn, bye Arju bhai can grab the initiative. Knight d3 डाल के, नाइट d3 डालो, रुक पे क्वेश्चन मार्क, रुक को हटाना पड़ेगा कहीं तो. एंड द होल डिफरेंस इज ये पॉन गया, तो नाउ दिस रुक इज अंडर फायर, सो यू जस्ट पुश. एंड आइडिया इज आई विल पुश मोर. यू कांट कैप्चर बिकॉज दिस इज अ चेकमेट. सो b4 के बाद दिस इज अ बिग थ्रेट. एंड दैट इज वाई चैट, एंड दैट इज वाई he cannot play this. Knight takes b7 is a big mistake that gives Arjun Erigasi the momentum and the advantage. But in the other case, this pawn is a good capture. Knight takes e4 is possible. And here maybe Arjun can still go knight take knight d3, hitting the rook. Remember, if you move the rook from the fourth rank, this is a free piece. So you kind of have to keep the rook on the fourth. And now can I go something like this? Oh, and you have rook g5 and white takes over. Okay. So knight e4, knight d3 से अटैक किया. rook g4 के बाद टिकू का बेस्ट फ्रेंड इज सजेस्टिंग भाई आप ना किंग h8 चले जाओ, ताकि अगला आइडिया है रुक a4 से ऐसा पिन कर सकते हैं अपन. सो यूज द रुक laterally and then use it to pin it. That's one option. Or else also there's you can do this directly, but तभी knight f6 का check है. So you have to be worried about that. So I think these are the options that Madaminov is thinking. 27 moves done. Knight takes b2, and it is white's 28th move. They both have an R for 54 minutes for white. Overall, I think 40 moves के बाद आधा आधा घंटा बढ़ेगा, but I don't see this game going into a time pressure phase. Knight into e4 just played, as we see there, and now Arjun has to be making this choice. Knight d3 is the only move, chat. If he does something slow, it's going to be very tough. So he needs to play knight d3, and Arjun will have a chance to be alive in the game. Put live board separately. That's a good call. समय में live board डाल सकते हैं क्या? On the side from your end. Do let me know. Okay. Okay, so maybe if live board is not possible, we'll just keep the live position and draw the arrows here. So this is the live board chat now. Knight into e4 played, knight d3, the best option. So Arjun Bhai has taken a risk. He is saying no draws, and maybe he's opening the door for white to win this game as well. Yeah, Rakshbhai, true, true. Yeah, Ranjit, you're right. Arjun is an exchange down. Arjun had a draw offer in his hand just a couple of moves ago, but he declined and he maybe for the tournament standings, maybe we'll have a chance to ask him this later on. But Arjun wanted to play for the win or play a little extra, so he denied the draw offer. Arjun is like exactly risk है तो इश्क है सुमित भाई बिल्कुल बिल्कुल Pizza Gambit. Arjun gonna recover. I hope the piano guy. I hope he recovers. At least he shouldn't lose this because you take some extra risk for the tournament perspective, tournament standings ke liye, but also you don't really want to get down on the rating list also. 2-7, 5-7 hai. आपको ना you have to be careful about your rating as well. Anubhuti Verma, who's commentates, it's Rakesh Bhai is commentating. Rakesh Kulkarni, international master from Chesscom India. I do join in from time to time, but because Tiku Bhai and Sahaj Bhai both are unavailable, I'm doing the commentary solo today. Anyone wants pizza? भाई me. मेरे और समय भाई के लिए थोड़ा भेज दो पियानो भाई. Pizza if possible. And Arju Bhai ke liye bhi, because if he doesn't hold this, he's gonna be a little upset, and a little pizza can definitely cheer him up. So knight d3 should be played by Arjun. With that, I see some comments that Hans is blundered again. What? Let's have a quick check in. Hans Bhai has blundered again. Let's see if we have it on camera. What are the reactions there? Because we left it around here, chat. King b4. Yeah, no, we left it around here with we had this option that king d6 possible hai, king b4 and e5, king captures pawn, ठीक है, knight g4, king c5, h5, and king d4. Okay, no mistakes there by Hans, but yeah, this is looking even more tougher, bhai. Because just one mistake or one bad move and the game is over, and you have to be worried about this pawn running. As you can see, bhai, Nepo must ghoom raha hai. Nepo is chilling, whereas Hans Niemann is thinking and he can't really come up with a move. Bhai, मुझे कहाँ से I'm from Mumbai. What about you? How about you guys? Where are you guys joining in from? What do you think? There are any chances of complexity? Yeah, Napoleon, we'll have a look at it. Chess speaking for itself today, yeah. As we can see, this pawn, this knight is extremely, extremely weak. Like, I mean, just it can't stand the pressure of so many passed pawns. So it is going to be a uphill task. I think 90% of the times white wins this, and only 10% chances, like barring a complete Nepo blunder, Hans will be losing this game. Hans is definitely losing this game. Priyanka is not. Priyanka might be joining soon. She said she's going to join. So let's see. Let's see. I'm also from Badhiya, bhai, Mumbai. Nice, nice. Mumbai, I'm from Thane actually. So I know technically not Mumbai, but does count. So, oh, nice, nice. Do you speak Marathi or Konkani or Kannada? I speak Marathi and Kannada. I know. It is. You're right. You're right about that. Arjun is losing. Wait, what? Why no? Okay. Arjun has played knight d3. Let's go, chat. That's good news. That's good news. Knight d3 is on the board, like we were discussing. So Ajju Bhai has found the best game. Oh, nice, nice. Badhiya, Thane is amazing. Nah, Nepo is not blundering. I know. I was in Vasant Vihar High School, chat. Vasant Vihar High School. No, 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 Ranjit bhai. Nepotism will happen in Bollywood, not in not in chess, not in chess. Let's go. Yeah, 93 played by Arjun. Both players now not at the board. Very interesting. Of course, the rook is attacked. Rook g4 is like a move which Madamino should make in the next 30 seconds or so because it's the only move in the position for white. So he should be playing that. Oh yeah, yeah, chat. We don't have like the extra features जो normally होता है stream पे, but this is move number 29. Yeah, and he plays it in like 30 seconds as we expected. Move 29, 11 moves to go for the time control to reach 40th move पे, but both players will be playing this till the end, chat. Priyanka ka bulao. Yeah, yeah, I have messaged her chat. So let's see if Priyanka joins in if she's available. Ranjit here from Namma Bangalore. But awesome, awesome. Hello, Ranjit. I hope you had a nice summer with your RCB also winning the second IPL title. Let's go. I don't like the no rest concept of Who's chess. Yeah, it saves costs, chat. Because देखो सुमित भाई रेस्ट डे पे ना there is no action. You have to still pay for the hotel, food, everything for one night extra, even the playing hall, because you cannot like just remove the settings there. So it is expensive. It is expensive. नकुल भाई अरे वुड लव टू यार मैं थोड़ी थोड़ी देर करू शकतो मराठीमध्ये कॉमेंट्री बट इट्स लाइक डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज इंटरनॅशनल चॅनल भी है सो why players hide their mouth during match? They put no, no. I don't know why, but that's an interesting question. I think Nepo thinking which pizza to. Yeah, yeah, I think Nepo is in like a very, very good position, and in just such little time gone, he is definitely in the driver's seat. Most of the players are directly flying to Hong Kong. Yes, that is true, Amidra. That's a fantastic point. So Nepo actually preparing a little bit for the FIDE World Rapid and Blitz Team Championships. Arjun is playing for Team MGD1. Lot of players flying out, and Vidit is flying out. So also probably that is why they had to end the tournament early, and there is no rest day. I hope that makes sense. Arjun is winning no stoic Shiv. I think he will draw the game at best because as we can see in this position we have just one rook. We are an exchange down. In fact, one of the pawns have also been traded. So this game heading more towards a draw than a white win, I would say. But Arjun has probably like 5% chances of winning, chat. Oh, nice system game. Nice to know that you're also from Thane. Badhiya, badhiya. Nepo didn't even think, Are, हाँ, Manish bhai, he maybe thought for just a little bit, but he also got 30-minute extra na, after playing 40 moves. So that is why you see he has more time than he started with. Shashank बोल रहा है, Arjun has not won a single game in this tournament. What? No way, bhai. Bhai, he won in the second round. Arjun beat Yakuboev and then he lost to Nepomniachtchi Perso. That is why he's on 50%. But he has won one game. Arjun round 2 में जीता and Vidit कल जीता round 7 में. So both Indians have one win each, chat. Krishna is asking, what is Arjun missing in the last year from dropping? I don't know. I don't know actually. That's a great question. I think just the fact that nothing, even after having 2800, he didn't qualify to the candidates. So just might affect your confidence a bit. You saying, I've done everything right. Still, the main dream of every chess player is to win the world championship, but he's unable to qualify for that. तो वो कहीं ना कहीं शायद थोड़ा हिट हुआ होगा उसको. राकेश भाई और कोई टाइटल प्लेयर है क्या थाने से? यार देयर आर लॉट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल मास्टर्स फ्रॉम थाने. So Indian engineer, there are like I think 4 or 5 which I know. थाने वेस्ट, और भाई इसका एड्रेस ही पूछ लेना फिर इसके बाद, बट या थाने वेस्ट, दैट्स ऑल आई एम सेइंग। विदित कल किससे जीता? भोला भाई, भोला जी। विदित बीट निकोलस थियोडोरू। सो बेसिकली विदित वाज, इफ यू कैन हैव द स्टैंडिंग समय भाई, एक बार बढ़िया से चैट को दिखाते हैं, वी नो व्हाट इज अप फॉर स्टेक्स। So in the standings chart, as you can see, Nicholas Theodorou from Greece, who actually lives in the US, वो थे नाइन्थ पोजीशन पे, एंड वीडी भाई थे टेंथ पोजीशन पे। तो विदित हैड अ वेरी बैड स्टार्ट टू द टूर्नामेंट। 2700 लाइक 2700 के भी रेटिंग के नीचे गए थे। सो दे बेसिकली स्वॉप्ड पोजीशंस देयर। सो हाँ, हाँ sir, if you could have the standings, just show quickly to chat that Vidit now with the win is on ninth position. Theodoro is in 10th position, and tough tournament for both these players. But Arjun Regaisi is on fourth, and top three chat are Vokidov, Madaminov, दोनों के 4.5, 4.5 points, and Abdusattorov with 4 out of 7. So everything to play for. Chat top two positions carry extra points for the FIDE circuit. So दोनों ही players would love to finish there. Nepo, in fact, Nepo will jump from sixth to joint first position after his game, because वो Hans Niemann से जीत जाएंगे, and he will hope that none of Vokido or Madamino win. So Jan Nepomniachtchi also having a good chance of winning this tournament out of nowhere. But I mean, he played a very good game today and he's about to beat Hans. He's about to beat Hans Chat. So let's see. We yeah, we can have a quick check-in with its game as well. Nepo from Russia, yeah, that's right. Is Powai a good place to live? I think it's a good place. And speaking of Powai, let's have Mumbai's number one rated player, or Powai's own Vinit Gujarati. Let's have VD Bhai's camera on the stream, and we left it around here when Vidit played C into B5. This is the moment when we were here. Yeah, chat. I mean, of course, Vidit is from Nashik. He is also known as Nashik Ka Ashik back in the pandemic days. But after getting married last year, he did move to Mumbai. And like Karthik Ji was asking, yeah, he does live in Powai. So a very beautiful place. Pawn takes pawn. And after this, Vidit pushes another pawn, trying to get control of the center, and also asking a question to this pawn. Queen A2 played with a simple threat chat of, pawn to B6. Bishop B6 नहीं चलेगा because now it's double trouble. यहाँ से ये मर जाएगा. And if you go queen B6, then bishop E3 आ रहा है. So very interesting here. And chat, question for you. After queen A2, Vidit played c into B5. But was Vidit winning after bishop into F2 check? Queen मर रही है देखो chat. Why didn't Vidit go for bishop takes F2 chat? Question to everyone. Let's see your tactics. Yeah, I give you 10 more seconds, chat, to figure it out. Why doesn't bishop into f2 work, chat? Um, Piano guy saying I played with it in a lucky simul draw. Wow. But you lost in 21 moves. Okay, but I mean, I think you're getting a chance and you were lucky enough. So congrats. I hope it was a memorable experience for you. And yeah, 21 moves, bhai, you are fighting it out. In which other game can you fight it so long against any player? And yes, Web has gotten a dynamic chess-based Jabalpur. Satyam, a lot of you folks have absolutely right. Bishop f2 के बाद chat, the problem is queen takes f2 is coming. And no, there is no time to capture this rook because knight into rook hai. And now Black lost a piece for no reason. तो विदित भाई ने ये सब देख लिया था. So विदित भाई didn't go bishop takes f2. He in fact just chopped off a pawn. Chop chop, and this is the live position. Now chat, remember in the game of Hans Niemann and Nepo, जहाँ पे तो 2 घंटे भी और वहां पे खेल सकते हैं लोग. In the Arjun game also, I don't think time pressure is a problem, but in this game, and particularly for this player chat, I feel time pressure has been a big worry, has been a big question mark. And देखो भाई, वीडी भाई के पास है only 33 minutes. And we are on move 20 chat. Move 20 for Vidit. So Vidit has 20 more moves to play with only 32 minutes on the clock. Position also not so good, but he has some juicy ideas here. रुक g6 है, नाइट f4 है, नाइट g6, नाइट f4 भी है. ये बिशप का बढ़िया खुला डायगोनल इज ऑल्सो देयर, बट दिस लॉट ऑफ टैक्टिक्स ही हैज टू कैलकुलेट सो मच. एंड देखो ना, हर्ष इज आस्किंग लीड में कौन है भाई. जो बंदा लेफ्ट में था, बैठा था विदित के सामने, Shamsuddin Wakidov is the tournament leader. Arjun ka opponent again. Mukhidin Madaminov is the leader of the tournament. Both of them are. But the leader of the tournament is just putting in pressure. थोड़े थोड़े moves कर रहा है, quickly making moves and getting up from the board. And now you see with it, he's struggling a bit. भाई uncomfortable है, chair में ना थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे कर रहा है. He's still calculating what might be the best way for me to equalize in this position. So let's go. Yeah, this is the live board. Suyash bhai, this is the live board. And भाई चैट में चैट में लोग आपस में चैलेंज कर रहे हैं. बढ़िया भाई, बढ़िया. When you show so many arrows, can you also? Oh, okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Let's just maybe remove the arrows here. So I would say I think knight f4 would be my number one choice here actually. I think I like knight f4. There is also something like rook f6 with the idea of chopping this. So maybe Vidit is thinking this also. In fact, rook f6 to and idea rook like rook sacrifice is the number one choice of the engine. Sahil Tikku's best friend and Stockfish are heavily suggesting rook to f6 and rook into f3. Now, thank you, Girish, for that good feedback. So many arrows are confusing. I agree. So I'm just showing the number one suggestion of the computer. So what does white want to do? So white is focusing pura action on the left side of the board, whereas on the right side of the board, VD is playing on the left side, and the computer is suggesting with it sacrifice your rook and use your minor pieces to enter. So that's a very very good suggestion there by computer, but it's so tough here, so tough for Vidit. भाई उसके पास आधा ही घंटा एंड 20 more moves to make. And chat, you have been here more than me in terms of this tournament. So आप लोग ने ना काफी गेम्स में देखा होगा, इनफैक्ट काफी हर गेम में समय भाई वाज आल्सो देयर ऑफ कोर्स. तो हर गेम में विद टाइम प्रेशर में है, ईच एंड एवरी गेम. सो it is something to do with confidence for sure, but if somehow magically Vidit manages to convert this, he'll be back where he belongs, bhai, in the 2700 club. Why is everybody juicy? Bhai, मेरा ही word है juicy. सहज भाई नहीं. हाँ, सहज भाई picked it up from me. Gaurav bhai. Thank you. Who is leading the tournament? The white player or the opponent of Vidit and opponent of Arjun are leading the tournament. So you live with Samay Raman? Not right now. Not right now. Yeah, Shamsuddin is leading. Arjun is exactly. Thank you, Amit. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. Can Vidit make a comeback again today? I feel that's a great question, Yogesh, and should be possible, but he has to find this कंप्यूटर-esque लाइन भाई, रुक F6 जाके sacrifice your rook, then use bring, then slowly come in with your knights. It is tough for human to find all this. With it playing without second, oh, that's exactly the point, Kenil. Maybe he was also focusing on some different areas apart from chess, so maybe that's why he was not so sharp earlier. Who is next opponent of Arjun? Let me check. I'll with it after this plays. Let me check quickly. So Vidit plays the tournament leader today, and he plays Nodirbek Yakuboev tomorrow. And Arju Bhai ke liye, if you go to Arjun's game quickly, Rook A4 has been played, and Arju Bhai plays. He plays the tailender. So Arjun still has a chance because after this game, Arjun plays against the tailender of the tournament. So yeah, quick update with Arjun's board as well. Knight D3, we left it around here, and Rook A4 has been played. So he's offering the trade probably. King G7, Rook takes Rook, Pawn takes Rook. This can happen, and then the knight has to go back, and Arjun is happy, to push these pawns, have three pawns here, and try for a win. If not, it's also a draw. So Rook A4 on the board. Madamino is thinking, कहाँ से हो भाई? इंडिया से, मुंबई मुंबई इन इंडिया. आज सोलो कमेंट्री एग्जैक्टली किंग मेकर वी. Yeah, it is solo commentary for now. Let's see if Priyanka or Tiku bhai join. Otherwise, it's going to be a solo commentary today. He should know better by now, but exactly. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I hope VD's time management improves, but it's tough, Chad. With if your confidence is down, it's tough. And he's been a chess professional for like 15, 20 years, so he knows what to do. But if you don't have confidence on your side, these things tend to happen. You try to second guess yourself. आपको हमेशा लगता ना ये चाल नहीं चलेगी, अरे नहीं मैं थोड़ा और सोच लेता हूँ. And then that time pressure keeps increasing. And opposite होता है, if you are having a good tournament or if you are in form, आप कोई नॉर्मल मूव खेलो और इतना कॉन्फिडेंस से इतना फटाफट खेलते हो, एंड यू सडनली आर बेटर. सो इट वर्क्स बोथ वेज, चैट. Yeah, he will play his next tournament with the second because otherwise it's tough. Oh, thank you, Abhidra. Thank you. Solo OP, बढ़िया, बढ़िया. Thank you, chat. Thank you. How much time for Tiku to arrive? I will message him, chat. In fact, I will message him right now. कि टिकू भाई कहाँ हो? कभी तक जुड़ोगे? Let's see if he is able to come quickly because time pressure will approach soon, chat. Not right now, but yeah, for Vidit it might approach any moment. टिको भाई, हाँ भाई, आप अगर आप जुड़ना चाहते हो तो विदित के गेम खत्म होने से पहले आ जाओ. Because here also, okay, Arjun has 43 minutes for 11 moves, which is should be fine, and it's an end game. End games it's a little easier to play. But for Vidit, I'm a little worried, Chad, to be very, very honest. I mean, it's not looking the best for him. Oh, knight F2. Oh, बढ़िया समय भाई, बढ़िया. Dual senior knight F2, one of the best moves in the position by Mukhidin Madaminov. And wait, knight into F2 by Arjun. Second best move, and now rook a4, of course, only move will be played because king f2 may have free rook, so that's not happening. And rook a4 played, pawn a4 by Ajju. Maybe Ajju has to throw this check to destroy the pawn structure, just to make white have double pawns. If you capture here, white is winning. So Arjun Erigaisi has to throw in knight h3 check. Yes, he does. He does. Gh3, ba4. And now this position is very, very interesting. Arjun basically has these two pawns and a bishop. So two pawns and a bishop versus a rook. And the engine still prefers white. Engine still prefers white for sure. हाउ इज माताबिनो सो स्ट्रांग भाई एकदम मेरे मन की भावना है बोल दी है मोहुल भाई ने आई एग्री भाई इट इज टफ हाय ब्रदर दिस इज अक्षित हाउ टू जॉइन प्लीज टिको भाई इज गेटिंग अरे 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 भाई 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 Madamino is severely underrated, Rakesh bhai. He's an insane calculator. Sumit bhai, I fully agree. He's a very, very strong calculator. And plus, I feel he also he's a great opening expert. Nahi to Sindaro wouldn't have hired him. So that makes sense, chat. FIFA World Cup prediction. Oh my God. I saw Brazil did horribly yesterday. So I think Spain or France for me. एंड जर्मनी इज माय डार्क हॉर्स क्या लगता है आपको whom are you supporting chat and yeah one difficult part is bhai games are like 3 a.m 5 a.m for us so that's tough Rakesh bhai can Arjun save this I feel so I mean even when we look at the cameras there both players SI Arjun looks confident of holding this I would say Portugal, or it's coming home. Karthik is an England fan. I don't think why it's coming home. Argentina again, Prikshit. फिर से मतलब अभी तो मेसी जीता. France lost their opener to Cote d'Ivoire. What really? No, no way. Wow. Oh, Vidit played the best move. Let's go, chat. Let's go. VDOP, chat. VDOP. He has played Rook F6. Bhai, 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 bhai. That's amazing news. Exactly, that was warm up. Not, I saw that. Due's brother also scored, right? I saw that. But warm ups don't count, chat. Yeah, chat, you're absolutely right. What a banger of a move with it, Gujarati finding Rook F6. Oh man. That's a great find. The great find by VD. Let's go. भाई VD OP तो होना चाहिए. He found the inch मतलब Sahil Tikku would be proud from this move. What a top choice of the engine. Is Arjun playing black? Yeah, yeah. Both Arjun and Vidit both are playing black. I have just flipped. I'll flip it again if it's confusing. But Vidit has played Rook F6 with the idea that I want to chop, bring in my knights and my queen and give a checkmate. So this is with its simple idea. I will chop rook takes knight first, destroy your pawn's shelter of your king, throw in knight g6, knight f4, and queen g5 and a checkmate. Very simple idea by Vidit. Tico doesn't chillada bhi. Exactly. It's his style. It's his style, Chad. It's his style. I'm not saying anything. Arjun is not losing, Angel. Don't worry. Arjun will hold this. Arjun will hold this, I feel. Yeah, Sumit, you're right. He looks like he's out preparing, but you know somebody who has out prepared him fully and about to beat him is let's go full screen with this game because we might just see some hilarious reactions because Hans Niemann chat about to go down in this. We left it around here, around the king d4 mark. King a5, b3 was played. Very, very nice work by Nepo. Knight comes back for Hans. Nepo is like, kick it away. Knight goes back. Oh my god. E6, h4, bring in the king, pick up the juicer, and this is just GG. सो हांस के पास बचेगा एक घोड़ा और एक प्यादा वन नाइट एंड वन पॉन एंड नेपो विल हैव फाइव पॉन्स दिस लुक्स ओवर चैट दिस लुक्स over. Exactly. Masala game. Juicy, juicy game. King F4 coming in with the king. I don't see any option for Hans Niemann here. Hans Niemann is completely busted. Is it hard to increase the FIDE rating? Specifically, tournaments are rare. Any advance or advice? I think it is very easy to increase your FIDE rating, but if tournaments are scarce, um, brother, I would advise you to maybe play online. Just get more reps in on chess.com, and finally, when you get the chance, you have to take them in your OTB FIDE rated games. I'm 1700 rapid, how I reach 2000, how I improve my middle game and end game. Kendall, that's a great question. I think for middle games, it's important to do lots of tactical exercises and puzzles. Actually, you have to be extremely sharp. And for end games, I think just watching streams like these and to see how the best players are playing. King b6 by Hans, and now king to g5 immediately by Nepo. He is saying bye bye to this pawn, and I think this is just so nice to see, both players fighting it out over the chessboard, unlike on Twitter. So that's nice. That's nice. Chess speaking for its. Oh yes, by Divyansh Bhai is absolutely right. Hold on, hold on. Do we have it though? Do we have it? Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Chat. Hold on. I have to check it out. People are over pushing it. Madamino, I'm not really sure if I agree. If I agree to that. But maybe we can just have this screen and somewhere मैं try करूँगा to search for the live game of the challengers of UzChess. Yeah, I have it here. Let's go and results. चैलेंजर्स में वी हैव आदित्य मित्तल on the second board. So उस चेस चैलेंजर्स समय में दिव्यांश भाई बेचारे बचपन से ये कर रहे हैं। सेतु रमन का भाई, सेतु रमन ओपन में तो वो थोड़ा मुश्किल है, बट एक बोर्ड एक एक गेम खोला है मैंने समय भाई, इफ यू कैन सी। आदित्य मित्तल, आई डोंट नो उसके कैमरास है कि नहीं, but yeah, so it's this board chat, this board, and Divyansh bhai, shout out to you for helping us get here. But let's check out the game. Aditya Mittal, a very very strong Indian junior chat from Mumbai. In fact, also one of my former students. Wait, what? E4 C5 H3 really? The disrespect to my former student? No way, no way. Come on. हाँ आ जाओ आ जाओ श्योर। E4 C5 H3 really brother? Come on. No way bhai. H3 D6. Come on Adi. Let's show him what you got. And okay, transpose it to a Sicilian. And यहाँ पे आदित्य, I remember only the second grandmaster from Mumbai before Vidit moved in. So अभी मुंबई के पास तीन grandmasters है chat, and here in this tournament we have, okay, Sicilian में दोनों pieces are in the center, rook f e1, but only 26 minutes for Diak, and आदित्य के पास है 40 minutes. And the Mumbai youngster has a good chance, chat, because remember he is in second place. ये challenges section का है 4.5 पॉइंट के साथ। टूर्नामेंट लीडर के हैं 6 पॉइंट, बट मोर इंपॉर्टेंटली द विनर ऑफ द चैलेंजर्स विल क्वालिफाई to the Masters next year. So Aditya really needs to get a win here to have any chances alive for the Masters next year. So let's hope Adi gets this. He has 40 minutes. आई थिंक रुक C8 आ सकता है यहाँ पे आदित्य के लिए, रुक दूसरा रुक भी ला सकते हैं ऑन द सेंट्रल फाइल्स टू कीप द एक्शन गोइंग. आई थिंक ही इज कंफर्टेबल. एंड ये जो H3 audacious try tha from Daniel Diak Bogdan, that might just come in handy to help Aditya get a win. So Pilopi, he does it. And open section mein there's also Situraman playing, so that's good news for Indians. But with that, I think shout out to Divyansh once again, and good luck to Aditya. Let's see now what our main boys Ajju Bhai and Vidi are doing. Let's go to that section now. Yeah, and Bhai Hans ka game se let's start because we have some boards. So somewhere let's have the cameras of Hans and Nepo. So King G5, King C6, another mistake, and A5, King D6, A6. भाई नेपो तो ब्लिट्स ही कर रहा है भाई. नेपो is not thinking at all. And if you have Hans as this Nepoga camera, look at the time difference, bhai. 1 hour 23 minutes versus 14 minutes. You can't capture this pawn. Hold on, because it's a free queen. So let's stick the camera. Knight C8 played by Hans. And now भाई नेपो immediately chops off this pawn. भाई ट्रेन पकड़नी है क्या यार? Nepomniachtchi is just blitzing out, putting the pressure on Hans Steven. Bhai, this is a statement. This is a statement by yeah. So yeah, he should have 1 hour 50 minutes इस समय by saying, क्योंकि ना 40 में उसके बाद आधा घंटा ऐड भी हुआ होगा. Oh man. This is incredible, but position also completely winning. Look at his reaction, भाई. इतने गुस्से में खेल रहा है ना. He wants to crush Hans Niemann. And Hans is also looking like down in the dumps right now. King H4 played. He chops off this pawn. King G by blitz. He's literally pre-moving in an over the board classical game. Jan Nepomniachtchi has just so much fire for this game. And look at this. Knights are horrible against corner pawns, chat. This knight is basically locked down. कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता है. And now this king, look at that. Immediately playing for every move. And this king is going to be taking care of these two pawns while ये दो pawn जिता देंगे white को game. So wow, what a game, what a night sacrifice by Janne Bumneashi. भाई बढ़िया से पानी भी पी लिया, उठ के चले गए. पूरा प्रेशर ऑन हांस टीमन. एंड 13 मिनट क्या 13 घंटे भी लगा लो, स्टिल दिस इज लॉस्ट. हांस इज थिंकिंग इन द रॉन्ग पोजिशन. यू सी हिम हैंड टू हेड, नथिंग is going to save him. And this is how Jan Bobnashi let chess speak for itself. Wow, wow, wow. What a big win. And I think भाई नेपो आ गया फिर से. He's gone yet again. The king is just too caught up. बहुत सारी चीजें करनी है black के king को with no little time. And this knight is probably useless against these pawns that are advancing. And I think it is resignable here already, I would say. Like at their level, uh, I don't think Hans is saving this or Nepo is allowing any comebacks here. So this is pretty much over, chat. Good news for Nepo and his fans. Horrible news for Hans, but we might see something go off on Twitter or just on the board. But let's come back to one of the leaders. Remember, Nepo also goes in uh, goes in very close to the leaders after this. But speaking of the leaders, we have to check in with Ajju bhai, because chat, you're absolutely right. Bhai, ये क्या हो गया? If we can have their cameras as well, Rook A4, B A4. This is where I left the position. एंड चैट, मैंने आपको वादा किया था कि भाई अज्जू भाई तो संभाल लेगा ये. बट किंग F2, बिग मिस्टेक, एंड अर्जुन हैड अ चांस टू स्टार्ट पुशिंग. ये देख सकते हैं आप, ब्लू एरो चैट. अज्जू just had to push the pawns and keep them together. But logically, he thought, why not? Why my opponent is bringing the king? Why shouldn't I? Let me also get my king in. But this was a slight inaccuracy, not the best move. Madaminov keeps bringing his king, and this pawn had to be pushed to b5 to maintain the balanced status quo in the position. But Arjun made a big mistake, his second mistake in a row, with king to e6, and now king d4, king d6 के बाद white can simply go pawn to a3. This is the blue arrow I am worried about now. Basically, the king is just going to take over the dark squares, and आपके तीन pawn on the right side of the board and bishop सब light squares पे है, और वो कुछ भी तरीके से white को प्रेशराइज या परेशान नहीं कर सकते. That is the problem, chat. That is the problem. These dark squares on the right side, that is the queen side, is the big problem there. You can't really do anything on those dark squares, and Madamino has complete control of the game. And also, if he wins this, he will have like literally uh, f- one hand on the trophy, chat. One hand on the trophy, because he will be the sole leader with just one game to go. Arjun trying his best to learn. अरे नहीं टेंशन भाई, नहीं नहीं नहीं. I see a way to win for whom, piano guy. I don't see. Uh, yes, exactly. Demon Boy, you're right. Nepo will also have a way to play for the win for in this tournament. Siddharth Nagesha, what is the main weakness of Arjun, do you think? Hi, I don't know his main weakness, but in this game, though, we saw he just tried too hard. He had, मतलब opponent ने literally draw पूछ लिया था उसको. Opponent was ready to draw the game. There was a repetition possible, but it's Arjun's fighting spirit, and that is one of the reasons why he's at the highest level. So it is possible that Arjun reached there by doing things like these. So I knew Madamino would get a podium position from the start. Oh wow, wow. Okay. Yeah, yeah, if Arjun loses this, you're right. Arjun falls again out of the top 10, chat, and it's not good news, bhai. Prague, of course, won Norway chess. उसके बाद ना लगा कि we Indians will have like a good run finally after a dry spell in 2025. But no, it's looking like the Uzbek team is actually moving in and taking over in a way. So let's see, chat. We'll also have a quick check-in with Vidit. Oh, by the way, can we go to Hans's camera? Samay bhai, there is a resignation. Do we have something there? Because after the last couple of moves, we left it around here, chat. I had a feeling King F7, King F5 ke baad, Knight in the corner, G4, G6, King after G6, Nepo did resign, and there we have it. Hans very, very distraught, picking up the score sheet, running away, and Jan Nepomniachtchi के पास है 1 hour 22 minutes and 58 seconds. Nepo has 1 घंटा 22 मिनट और 58 सेकंड when the game is over. And what a crushing win. Hans Niemann loses this game, and the overall beef, I would say, with Jan Nepomniachtchi. Nepo setting up the pieces. Uh, बीमन के पीसेस को हाथ भी नहीं लगा रहा, saying that is I just want my score sheet back, आर्बिटर से स्कोर शीट लेते हुए, एंड ही डिड इट व्हेन इट मैटर्ड। भाई ट्विटर पे तो बहुत कुछ कोई भी कुछ लिख सकता है, बट आंसरिंग विद द चेस इज द बेस्ट वे फॉरवर्ड। सो congrats to Nepo on that. And yeah, I think it's time for yeah Nepo OP. Right? This is classic Nepo exactly. Shreyans is absolutely right. We are going to Vidit's game, so let's have his game. We haven't had it for a while, and oh wow, oh my god, I am super impressed, Chad. I am super impressed with VD because I remember explicitly showing you chat, यहाँ पे देखो एरो भी बना हुआ है, एरो भी बना हुआ है at this point that Vidit has to go for this rook sacrifice. He has to sacrifice the exchange ताकि ना कुछ तो एक्शन, कुछ तो अटैक बना रहे। सो बोथ अर्जुन एंड विदित विद द ब्लैक पीसेस, मतलब इंडिया उज्बेकिस्तान एंगल है, वे दोनों ही ब्लैक है। दोनों के अपोनेंट्स आर टूर्नामेंट लीडर्स, वोकिडेन एंड मदाबिनो टूर्नामेंट लीडर्स, और दोनों ने एक्सचेंज सैक्रिफाइस दिया है, दैट इज विच मींस they have sacrificed their rook for a minor piece. So let's see. I think Arjun का chance तो कम है for a win, but let's see how Vidit fares. Bishop e3 played, and now he simply chops. What a move! Takes an idea had knight g6 exactly, queen d2, blue arrow, chat. Vidit has, kind of gained some time. He's thinking in his opponent's time, and 18 moves to go. We are on move 22, 40th move पे time बढ़ेगा, 18 moves to go, and Vidit के पास है 24 minutes. Queen d2 only move, chat, to maintain an edge, or in fact, Vidit is better. Vidit is taking over. Let me show you a sample line. Something like Rook a d1. एकदम simple move लग रहा है आपको chat. But this is gone. Game over. Tata khatam khatam Tata goodbye. Because Vidit just slides his queen. Remember that is why ये knight को मारना ना काफी जरूरी था. Because it opens up this diagonal. It opens up these squares for the black pieces. So Vidit chops it off, and now Rook a d1. Oh, blunder! Blunder! Yes, big blunder by Vidit's opponent. And now Vidit has to go knight g to f4. Let's go. Idea है queen h4, queen h3, checkmate. Wow, wow, wow. This is fantastic news. King h2 blunder, and now knight g to h4. Can Vidit Gujarati find it? This is amazing to see. A red color move, chat. Let's go. Can he do it? Can he do it? Okay, king h7 है possible. नाइट यहां पे भी डाल सकते हो, और ले आओ भाई, क्वीन सारे पीसेस ले आओ ऑन द राइट साइड। कम ऑन वीडी, 23 मिनट्स। भाई 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 भाई, लेट्स गो। बिग ब्लंडर एग्जैक्टली एक्सोसी, इट्स भाई इट्स ऑन द स्क्रीन, रेड कलर, होली के जैसे। जूसी जूसी मूव, and the blue arrow of terror strikes again. Abhay Bhai is saying exactly by queen d2 was extremely important, because after queen d2, you want to really, I mean, let's see if they go here. The queen slides in, protects the pawn, and will come to this square next. That was the idea of the queen. Queen जो यहाँ पे ना चैट देखो ना, यहाँ पे कोने में पड़ी है अकेली. She's alone, but the queen could have come to a beautiful square via uh, this route, d2, d7, and g4. But now the queen is offside. Speaking of FIFA World Cup, the queen is offside. Can Vidit take advantage? Two options, chat: knight g4 or king h7. Both work. With it, just won yesterday, so he has that feeling. He's feeling it. He can make a comeback, and big huge game for Vidit Gujarati, because if he wins this chat, he comes back to 2700. Let's go, let's go. Chat, do you think he finds this chat? Quickly let me know yes or no in the chat. Does Vidit find the winning idea? King h4 या knight g4? Oh, me too, Abhay. I also want him to climb back to 2700. He deserves it. I mean, I think that's where Vidit belongs. So, of course, yes, yes, no, a couple of no's, but most of you have said yes. So let's go. Come on. What about Queen H4? Anuj, great point. If you go Queen H4 directly, I think the computer likes Queen E2 the best. So, not sure. Oh, then Vidit has to find this move. What? No way this is happening, Chad. No way this is happening because here you give a free whole rook with a check, mind you. King h7 and fe3. So the chances of this happening are way too low, way too low. No way this is happening. So, but yeah, queen h4, queen e2 by white, and white is like doing a comeback. So that's why, let's see. If he found rook f6, then he can find this easily. I agree, MJ HC. I agree, he can do that. If Grishchuk and Vidit will play, who will have less depth? I think that will be Grishchuk. But a fantastic question. Fantastic question. What about bishop into e3 first? Attack the queen. Oh, that's a interesting option, but you can't play this here because queen takes a8 is coming. Sure, you can save your bishop with a check, but now the problem is the queens are getting traded, and we just sacrifice the rook. So we in any situation we don't want the queens to be traded, chat. We don't want the queens to be traded. So you got to watch out for this. And that is why, chat. Oh, got it. You what a find. We want to play bishop e3. That is why the engine's top solution is king at 7 kilo. Just get the king out of the check. And now let's say white plays a pass move, pass, white says pass. And now bishop e3. And if you go queen takes a8, queen h4 is simply winning. Lights out. If you capture the rook, I give a check and knight g3 is checkmate. Boom, boom. And if fe3, I do the same with a check and chat quickly. White played king h1, so black to play and win. Mate in one. I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's go. Five, four, three, two, one. And yes, exactly. It is knight g3 like last time. That's a checkmate. So this is the genius idea of the engine. मतलब टिक्कू भाई का best friend भाई engine भी ना भाई. What a suggestion. We want to play bishop e3. So shout out to Anuj who mentioned bishop e3. So we want to make this work. So how to make this work is first take the king away from this eighth rank. So then there's no pin, um, there's no problem. And now threat bishop e3. So how is accuracy calculated? That's a great question, Devil. We have like a whole article. So I would just Google cap score Chesscom and you will see the article and you can learn more about the accuracy scores there. So let's see. I'll actually wait. I want to increase the engine performance. Let's say cloud analysis. What does the cloud say? Knight G4, Knight GF4, sorry, is the best, is the best. Let's go. Madman game. Yeah, yeah, we'll try to switch between these two. Arjun. Uh, let's go to Arjun's game, Samay bhai. Because here, oh no, he did play A3 Madaminov against the Badman. Badhiya Samay bhai. I like this scene as well. I like this scene as well if you think. So दोनों सीन बढ़िया समय में बट हियर लाइक आई शोड यू द एरोज इन अर्जुन्स गेम चैट देख सकते हैं आफ्टर A3 द डार्क स्क्वायर्स on the right side of the board is going to decide the fate of this game and look at what Madaminov played pawn to h3 सीधा ना अब अर्जुन को बोल रहे हैं कि भाई तू क्या खेलेगा अभी मैंने तो बचा लिया मेरा what are you going to do now is the question. And that is a very, very tough question um, for Arjun. What about b5? Renuji, that's a great idea. Arjun can push with pawn to b5. And I feel just maybe even after rook c1, I guess. Yeah, I like rook c1. I'll just control this. Slowly put in the pressure, push the pawns, and then it's going to get tricky for black. Arjun, I would say position is a bigger problem than the time. So I feel I just feel, Arjun is now thinking कि अरे यार draw ले लेता. I had the draw. My opponent literally offered me a draw. I could have taken the draw around like 15 moves ago, and I would be in my home, in my room chilling, watching this stream with Chat and Rakesh bhai. But Arjun is now definitely not happy with his position. And it's like the evaluation is plus 1.4, which means white is around 1.5 pawns up at this moment. And with zero pressure to lose, white just cannot lose this position, barring a major blunder. So white just cannot lose, and Arjun has to keep making best moves. I feel this is over, chat. This is over. So Arjun Erigasi staring at the board, staring at another defeat. This is not easy. This is not easy, chat. Shivam is saying Madamino is as strong as Javokira. I wouldn't take it that far by. It's like they have a 200, no, 150 point rating difference or so. So Mayday, bhai, Vidit ka time. What? This is like an aircraft emergency, bhai. Vidit Gujarati. Oh, he has 50, bhai. Mayday to I would say 10 minutes ke niche hoga, Mayday. Badamino is underrated Uzbek. Yeah, that is true. How did Arjun miss B5 two consecutive times? Man, when it has to happen, it happens. Yeah. Can't do anything there. Can't do anything. He just couldn't find that idea. And I think even if we go back around here, this is where the engine was screaming for B5. And the point was, let's go B5, King E3, and you go B4. You are getting that moves in. Like basically आपको ना एक पास pawn create करना है so that white's rook is under lock and key. White's rook doesn't have option. So that's the whole point. And let's say after b5, if he goes a3, and then now you have a trick which is just c5, and you can push both pawns. So before the king came in here, you can go c5, bishop c2, and b4. So basically having some counterplay is what I feel is my analysis of this position as an international master. So let's go. Let's see here. A3 played. Arjun under trouble, but Chad is giving me the good news. Let's go, brothers and sisters. Bhai or Behno, Vidit Gujarati has played knight to f4. Let's go. Let's go. Best move by VD. Vidit is better. I fully agree, bhai. And you know what? You know what? Psychology is a big best friend of Vidit Gujarati right now. Vidit's opponent and Arjun's opponent both are playing for the first place. So वोखिडोव जो है विदित का अपोनेंट, वो जाके देख के आ रहा है कि भाई अर्जुन तो हार रहा है और मुझे तो जीतना पड़ेगा. सो ही हैज मोर प्रेशर ऑफ विनिंग, वेर एज उसके ही किंग पे अटैक है. सो इट्स लाइक अ डबल वैमी फॉर Shamsuddin Vokido, and only Vidit Gujrati's time is his friend. So Vidit has like 17 moves to go, and for 15 minutes, that's the only thing Vokido can play on. So, does he play fast? But if he plays fast, he risks being checkmated in like 2, 3 moves. So that's the trick. So Vokido has to be careful as that VD enjoying his uh, uh, non-formal day here as we see what happens. And yeah, I'm trying to check maybe Tiku Bhai or Priyanka. I don't see anyone's message, so probably they might not be joining. It's going to be a solo stream, I guess, Samay Bhai. So let's see. You think? No, I think you can maybe try and check. Send the link to Tikubhai, Priyanka, if they want to join. Feel free. But I think this game is heating up, chat. This game is definitely heating up. You're saying with it is better, but white bar is looking balanced. No, it is. White has an advantage. Sorry, black has an advantage. It's almost zero point 0.4 according to the cloud engine. They are loving black's position, and the problem is not don't be just too dependent on the bar. Look at the position of the white king. It looks messy. These pawns are doubled and it doesn't feel good. It's like a feel good factor. Intuitively, it feels black is going to just come in with this queen or एकदम सब धूम धूम धुरंधर type उड़ाने वाला है सब. Human calculation matter more than stockfish. Exactly, Kenil. You made my point. Oh yeah, Shibam, you are right. I honestly agree with that. You know, why it happens with Arjun? Play good throughout the tournament, fall into trouble, and last few matches heartbreak. I agree, bhai. I don't know. This happens a lot to Arjun than any other Indian player. There is something, I mean, which him and his team could really work on, but I agree. I have seen that happen many a time. Do you know the story that happened same with Mamedaro, Uzbek player? Yeah, Gaurav, you're right. I mean, against Mamedaro, Madamino, Vidit का opponent offered नहीं, Arjun का opponent offered a draw in a position where Mamedaro was better, and that is kind of a little unprofessional and not appreciative. But in the game against Arjun, I mean, there was like a repetition possible. So smart games by Madamino, I would say. Yeah, it was a basic principle, but it's tough for the tournament. So let's see. Knight f4 on the board now. Vokhidov, Shamsiddin Vokhidov, who was part of the gold medal winning team for Uzbekistan and will be playing the board 4 for the Olympiad team again in September, has to find the goods. In fact, this is a pairing which we could see in the chess Olympiad also, chat. मतलब ये गेम सिर्फ विदित के 2700 रेटिंग के लिए नहीं, बट if Vidit wins this as black, it kinds of really helps India's chances at the Olympiad because in दोनों की pairing लगेगी Olympiad में, and then with it will have the upper hand because he beat him recently. Yeah, Sachin, you're right. It did break Mamedaro's concentration. It's unethical in a way. It's frowned upon. Like, never do that. Like never do that, Chad. Never do that. So yeah, by the way, results if you are just joining us, chat, Nepomniachtchi has beat Hans Niemann. Wokidov is struggling against Vidit, I would say. Madaminov is completely winning against Arjun. So these are the updates, chat. India versus Uzbek will be crazy. Yeah, it is going to happen. Hosts Uzbekistan with a very strong team. गुकेश सिंदारोव का होगा एक रीमैच चैट. वो कैसे भूल सकते हैं? एंड इंडिया एज द डिफेंडिंग चैंपियंस विल ट्राई टू विन अगेन. मतलब याद है 2022 में 2022 उज्बेकिस्तान वन द ओलंपियाड व्हेन इंडिया होस्टेड इट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम. अभी उज्बेकिस्तान होस्ट कर रहा है फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम. तब इंडियंस का भी मन तो करेगा एंड दे आर द डिफेंडिंग चैंपियंस, तो मन करेगा कि वहां जाके हम जीते. सो we'll see what happens. I think Nihal will play with Samsuddin. Yeah, it depends on by board order. Srinath Narayanan जो इंडिया के कोच है, what board order he gives. But let's see. What's the best move for Shamsuddin now? Analyze from his POV as well. Sure. So let's flip the board, chat. Let's flip the board and see. So if we are playing white, chat, what do we want? And firstly, I'm very scared of these two ideas. I don't like with its queen coming in. So I think Rook G1 एक try तो बनता है. I would honestly just play Rook G1 without thinking much. Another good option that I can see from the computer is just chop kar do. See, these knights are the problem, so just chop it off and then black chops again and then you play Rook G1. because this bishop is sure it's a sniper on the long diagonal. But मेरा king ही नहीं है यहाँ पे. If my king is not there, तो what are you even attacking? And even if you bring your queen, I'm just going to protect it with rook g3 and I'm happy. So Chandra is probably looking for the safest way out here. So White will try to, just kind of chicken out in a way because he wants to play simple chess and also try to put some pressure on with its clock. Border should be fixed by rating. It's not always, they also try to see, Arjun crushes the low rated players. So maybe they'll have him on third board like last time. We'll see. Prague won Norway chess. By if he's the number one by rating, he might want to play board number one, but Gukesh might have other ideas. So करेंगे भाई सितंबर में है. So we'll see, we'll see. But definitely a big talking point. I agree with chat. Very big talking point. Is it Vidit already top five? Yes, he is, but he fell below Nihal. So Abhay, that it keeps changing these ratings and these things. Yes, Amit, thank you for mentioning that. And graphic design is saying within the end games, within the time management, but luckily he's not in time trouble today, at least. I mean, he is, but my position is better. I'm actually thinking whether it should be able to get this win or at least a draw. And Michael is saying Knicks with the basketball. Congratulations! I think they did like the greatest comeback ever in NBA history. So yeah, congrats if you're a Knicks fan. I saw crazy scenes from New York today morning. Game over for Vidit. No, no, Pavel. Game is absolutely on. It's slightly in his favor according to the computers. So I think it is going to be good for him. No moves in the Arjun board chat. I have my eyes on that one. And let's see. Kennel is asking, what if Bishop f4, Knight f4? Rook g1 and then queen b6. Can my king is on this side of the board, so you might want to. Why are you going on the opposite side? Because after queen b6, like, what can I do? What can I do? Uh, Even this is protected, so I can even throw in. No, 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 I can't play. Queen d2 is a blunder. Queen b6 is an interesting choice, Kennel. And something like rook g4 because no time for you to capture this pawn, my friend, because queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, and now rook 8 is hanging Kennel. So queen b6 lacks that fire punch or that fire threat currently. Okay, bhai, is this the same venue hall for Olympiad? No, no, Shubham. This is in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, and Olympiad is happening in a different city called Samarkand. So, Shubham bhai, it's a alag city hai, different city altogether. If Arjun loses, he'll probably fall below Prague. Oh, Manish, that's a great point. And I don't know Prague. Prague will play Sinkfield Cup इसके बाद classical में. But Arjun and Gukesh both are playing in Chennai Masters. That is from July 2016 to July 20. So it is going to be extremely tough for Arjun and Gukesh to maintain the rating. So let's see, let's see. राकेश भाई इट्स इन हांगकांग जेसबेस की वीडियो में था. भाई हांगकांग में ये फीडे वर्ल्ड रैपिड ब्लिट्स है. Which tournament are you talking about? So um just rapid. Oh, by the way, that's great news. We will be having a co-host, so that's awesome. So whose chess is in Hong Kong? कुछ भी. Whose chess is not in Hong Kong? भाई कुछ भी बोल रहे हो मतलब नाम देखो ना उज्बेकिस्तान चेस है. So exactly, thank you, Amit. Just graphic designer is saying, what about rook g1, queen h4, bishop takes, queen takes is a check, king g2, and rook d8. Lovely. That is definitely possible. Wait, what if free piece? It's a blunder. No, it's not a blunder. Rook d3 है black के पास. And this is a big check. So yeah, just graphic designer definitely possible. Wait, we have moves. We have moves. Rook g1 played. Let's go. So graphic designer, we might have just have this video, this variation on the board. Is Chennai the biggest classical tournament? Yes, it is. Oh, by the way, let's go. This line is happening. Remember, you can't go knight f4 because rook g3 is coming. So queen f4 only move, chat. Queen takes f4 is the only move for Vidit Gujarati. Come on, VD, let's go, let's go. Queen takes. Queen takes. Queen takes f4. मोआई 111 भाई क्या बोल कहना क्या चाहते हो व्हाट इज योर पॉइंट नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग योर पॉइंट यू लाइक व्हाट आर यू सेइंग queen f4 is should be fun he hesitates a little but please queen f4 with it not knight f4 not knight f4 played great that's awesome queen f4 played now king g2 again only move but should be found because this is hanging so let's see उस चेस इज हेल्ड इन हांगकांग ऐसा नहीं यार अरे उस चेस के चैनल पे था यार एमओआई भाई हांगकांग में अलग टूर्नामेंट में भी कंफ्यूजिंग एनीवे दिस लाइव फीड इज कमिंग फ्रॉम उज्बेकिस्तान सो दैट इज हाउ वी नो बिकॉज बीच बीच में थोड़ा वीडियो क्वालिटी ऊपर नीचे हुआ था so that's why board change the board side no but we are seeing this from Vidit's oh you want to see it from Vidit's side that's why you're telling me to flip sure yeah I hope this is good king g2 के बाद chat this is a repetition by the way queen g5 king h2 queen h4 check can be a draw. This can be a repetition. But भाई VD ने याद है VD sacrificed a rook an exchange. So he is definitely looking for more. ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है. विदित चाहेंगे कि ना कुछ और हो गेम लंबा चले. ऐसा विदित चाहेंगे. I think समय will agree to that. Can Madman hold this? Yeah, we'll. दोनों गेम side. That's a great point actually. Soothing music. I agree. Samaya, if possible, let's have both games side by side because that is the essence of the day. Because Arjun is now Bill. Arjun और विदित दोनों के पास 13-13 मिनट बट अर्जुन का एंड गेम भी काफी इंटरेस्टिंग है चैट Look at this. He's brought his king around, but the problem is in this position, there is no way for Arjun to make any progress. No way. And this rook will come in nice and easy and start troubling white. So, yeah, Arjun ka position on the left looks scary. Whereas for on the right side, with his position is looking beautiful. So, and with that, finally, chat, finally, we have our co host for the day. Welcome, Priyanka. How are you doing?
Hi, Rakesh. How are you? I'm good.
Nice. I think you've joined in at the perfect time here because, we have two Indian games which are about to, go into the most critical phase of time pressure. As we see, Arjun here is struggling against Badaminov, but on the other board, we I think Vidit has a chance to win this game. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I was just following King H2 was played, and after that, I think with its possession is more preferable, but win,
Uh-huh.
I'm not quite sure.
Okay, let's have Vidit's game here, and
Let's
yeah,
have, yes.
does he go for the repetition there?
Maybe that's not necessary, right? So now, since
Yeah.
B6 is a threat, how is he going to counter it? Is rook
Exactly.
d8, rook d3 an idea? Rook d8, queen a7, rook d3?
Correct. Yeah, that is a possibility. And that's also like kind of equal.
Yeah.
So
So
I think the
maybe
problem
he
is,
will go for queen g5 because he's been playing for like he was on the defensive side until few moves ago, right? So I think he would be okay with the draw, but to play for a win is a little bit more trickier, right?
for sure, for sure. But he did like a exchange sacrifice, and also he
Mm.
has been having a bad tournament. It is tricky, you know what Vidit does. A draw is definitely good against the tournament leader with black, but he won yesterday, so we'll see. I think Vidit has a big choice, big decision to make here, Priyanka, and I'm curious. Chat is saying go for the win. What would you do here, Priyanka, if you were black?
Maybe if I want to play for a win, I might go queen g5, king f1, and queen f6, maybe. Just to keep an eye on the
Okay.
b6 move, at the same time attacking the f3 pawn.
That's a nice idea there. And also, with 14 moves to go and just 10 minutes on the clock, 14 moves to go for the time control, never a bad idea to repeat chat. Maybe you just repeat it once, Priyanka, gain some time, and then maybe if you want, you make the change.
Definitely. I think it's better if you can even repeat twice, right? As long as you don't repeat thrice, it should be good to
Correct.
gain some time and then, have just extra that 1 minute and play.
Yeah, yeah, fair. I think while Vidit is thinking, we have both boards on the stream chat, and just the other board. Did you have a look at Arjun's game, Priyanka? This exchange sacrifice by Arjun.
Yes, yes. I didn't go through and through the entire game. I just checked the exchange sacrifice, which
Uh-huh.
I didn't quite understand. I didn't
Yeah,
think
it
it
was
was
some.
necessary to go for that.
Yeah,
But the last position on the board, is it so easy to win? I know for sure white is better, but is it so easy and clear?
I think it isn't. It's just the fact that white has like black has no plans now. So black is kind of stuck, and there might be some zugzwang here or there. I feel
Or
that's why I'm
maybe white can go rook g1, rook g5, and then h5 at 6 and
correct.
rook g7 kind of ideas, right? Because you can't really keep your bishop on g6 anymore.
Exactly. So just show it to you with the arrow. So Priyanka is saying h5, moving the bishop from there. And once this pawn reaches h6, your bishop can't never really sit here because I'm just going to chop and promote this pawn. So yeah, it's just a slow play, and this king is away from the protection of those pawns, and rook d8 played. White can take his time and clearly put some pressure, and I'm afraid Arjun could have taken the repetition on move 20. So he might be regretting that, Priyanka.
Definitely. So rook d8 has been played, maybe with a similar idea, I guess.
Yeah, king
Not quite sure, but
c7.
something similar.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So Vidit is taking his time, but maybe he should not take too much time if he's going to play for. Okay, he played queen h4 actually.
Oh, queen h4 by Vidit.
So now knight f4 is a huge threat. So king h2 is the only move, which kind of transposes to the last position where black had taken on f4 with the queen, yeah?
Right, right. So on the right side of the on your screen chat, queen h4 played. King h2 is the only move here for white. Played.
Yes.
Now problem is chat, if I go knight f4, white can just simply save everything with rook to g3 and you have no more threats. So you have to be
Is he
careful if
going
you're
to
with me.
repeat?
I have a feeling, Priyanka, he might just repeat there.
Maybe it is wise to do that, especially keeping in mind that he has only 7 minutes on the clock,
Oh, he
right?
gives
Which
a check. Gives a check. We have seen this position twice now.
Yes. Because even the alternatives, even though he sacrifices the bishop on e7, let's say by going rook d8, the best case scenario is only to repeat in the end.
Correct. So Priyanka is saying rook d8, you give up the bishop, you enter with your rook, and now even here you are playing for the draw. So might as well na yahi pe draw kar lo chat. Just give a check and queen f4. By the way, queen h4 has been played yet again, and repetition incoming here. Maybe Samay bhai, if you could go full screen here on with its board, because we might be seeing a handshake soon. So
Oh, I think
Priyanka,
it's over. Yes.
yeah, yeah, you're right.
Is there like a 30 more rule or what? Why are they calling the arbiter? They could just repeat for two more moves, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. They're confused. Okay.
I think they're going to check.
Yeah, has it happened three times? And because the first one was a capture, and now there is no capture, but doesn't matter. Chatchess.com has told us it's a draw. So the arbiters will check. Has it happened to you in one of your games, Priyanka, this
It has
repetition glitch?
happened many times actually. We just decide on a move and we just stick to it. But safe side, I always make it four. When we are
Ha,
already okay
ha.
with the draw, just why not? Why complicate it, right? Just make it four. So it's easier for arbiters also to check.
True, true. And there we have handshakes, good draw, fighting draw where Vidit could have pressed a little bit, but I think he'll be happy drawing with the black pieces against the tournament leader. And slowly but surely he's inching towards the 2700 mark, Priyanka.
Yes, and also to a good finish, yeah? Hoping for a good finish.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And he'll have
So
white tomorrow, right?
chat
So
just sorry, pardon. Can you please repeat?
no, I'm just saying tomorrow also he has a white pieces, so
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
he'll have his, yeah.
So yeah, and on this in this game though, I think Arjun is definitely on the defensive side, and I'm afraid this might not go in his way.
That is very unlikely. I mean, white can just play several moves because he is not in any hurry because he can take all of his time, like rook f6, for example. What
Yeah,
idea does black have, right? No,
pass.
he is before an idea, before take a3, but it's too slow, I think. Yeah. So
Yeah,
what exactly is black going to play now?
I think
I
black
wonder.
might be in some zugzwang as well.
Oh, another idea could be to bring the king towards the kingside pawns of white. Like king
So something
d6,
like
rook
this.
b8, for example. So you just go b4. Is
Okay.
that an idea? Maybe it's too far, or rook b8, I want to go b4. Take, and king e4. Is that a win or what? I don't understand this position quite. Can I just go with my king?
Mm-hmm. Sure. There's
King
also a draw with
f8.
if the pawn is on h5 and there is no black pawn on h7, like rook versus bishops. But here, these
Yeah.
two pawns might, I don't know if they change anything.
But that should possibly be dropped because it's on the right corner, right? The king will
Yeah,
go to h7 and the g8 is a defending square.
correct.
So maybe the hope is not lost yet.
Yeah, I think Arjun would definitely try for a miracle there. And by the way, Priyanka, did you get a chance to see Nepo versus Hans Niemann? That crazy game.
Yes, that was very crazy. When I first checked the position, the game was already over and they played until the end game, right? I was so surprised to see them play so fast. And then I checked Nepo's time. He had 1 hour, 22 minutes left on his clock.
Exactly.
I mean, that is insane, yeah.
That was craziness indeed. And what a nice night sacrifice there by Nepo. And he
Yes.
finally gets a win. And were you aware of, there was some tension between those two players? Were you aware of that?
I was just told by Sahil yesterday, and we were wondering if they would shake hands. Did you see if they shook hands?
Yeah, they did. They did. At the start, though, I'm not sure of the end, but at the start of the game, they did shake hands. But Nepo just looked in anger throughout the game, and he was just playing so fast. And yeah, he gets the final laugh there, Priyanka.
Yeah, maybe that works for him in his favor, right? Being angry. If you look at the way that he played.
Probably it does. And Chad, while Arjun is thinking, why did he go for an exchange sacrifice? I think that was part of his prep. But later on, he had a chance to just equalize and take the draw. But Arjun, being the madman he has tried, he took some risks. And this is the position. While he thinks, Priyanka, I saw your Instagram story. Maybe you want to tell Chad more about it and how they can enter this giveaway that you are offering.
Yes, so I created a poll asking who like to predict the winner of this tournament for the viewers.
Uh-huh.
And whoever
Uh-huh.
gets right, I'm sure there'll be a lot of responses. So I'm going to pick six winners from those,
Okay.
and I'm going to give them 1 month of diamond membership each.
Wow,
So
let's
for
go.
those of you who are not aware, they can just check my Instagram story and answer to it, and then I'll just randomly pick six players.
That's awesome. And if you could just also share your Insta link and put it in the chat, Priyanka, or
Okay.
send it to me.
Yes.
So, chat, if you want to enter a diamond membership giveaway, this is your chance. So, head on to Priyanka's profile on Instagram. You have to be following her to enter the giveaway and also predict the winner on her story. She'll pick six lucky winners, and one like six winners will be getting a 1 month diamond membership. So chat बढ़िया मौका to get a diamond membership फटाफट for free. So प्रियंका के प्रोफाइल पे जाइए इंस्टा पे and predict the winner of this tournament, उस चेस Cup. There it can be Madaminov. He's in the driver's seat currently. हो सकता है it is with its opponent Shamsuddin Wokido, or a surprise third winner in Jan Nepomniachtchi. So let's go.
Yes, I think I did paste it, but I don't think it was converted as a link.
Okay. So can you just send it
Huh,
to
I
me?
sent it on the Zoom chat.
Okay. So, Samay, can Oh yeah, it is, it is. It's also
Yes.
mentioned just on the screen chat. So do enter that giveaway if you are interested. And yeah, coming back to the game, now smartly Madamino is having, a must aram se long think, while Arjun has to be careful because one wrong move can really
Okay.
change.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but by the
So
way,
this has happened before.
yeah, whatever we discussed has happened actually. Let's go.
Yes. So now it doesn't seem very clear how White is going to play for a win, no? It's not at all easy.
It's not clear. And Priyanka, look at this. B4 happened. We were discussing a similar variation of this. Pawn takes pawn. And now, uh, chat and Priyanka, question to you. Do you play with
Hmm.
the king or the rook? One of them is a draw, one of them is winning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would probably prefer taking with the rook because I need my king towards the king's side, I feel.
Correct. And yeah, chat is also saying, rook, king. No, it is, yeah, it is the rook, chat. Rook takes b4 is the move that helps white maintain the winning advantage, because king takes pawn ke baad, king f5 hai, and white is going to lose these pawns, and it's might be a draw. So rook b4 played by
Are
Madaminov.
you sure it's a win?
I don't know if it's a win, but it's +2 after rook b4. So that's all I know.
Okay. But it doesn't seem clear to me at all because I could just keep my king to even, let's say, king f6, king g7, king h6, and then what's happening? Because I know that it's a wrong corner.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. In fact, the computer likes to play bishop e8 as well to protect the pawn on a4. So that's also an option. Janvi, yeah, Vidit's game is over. Vidit has drawn, so that's official. That's over. Now we have just this one last game, and yeah, you are right actually. Uh, Nodirbek Abdusadaro also has a chance if he manages to win today, but that position is looking equal. So looking like we might be in a three-horse race. But I think the answer to your giveaway is going to change on how Arjun defends this, Priyanka. So very interesting position.
I know, right? I hope he's going to hold this position. Maybe Injun might not completely understand the in games very well, unless you're using a very strong engine. But I think there should be a draw.
Yeah, probably. I think.
Oh, actually, another interesting idea is if I could just get my king to g7 and pawn to h6, right? How are you going to attack my pawn? And then I go bishop to f7, for example. Or even bishop g6 and b1 diagonal.
And then if I go like my king on e6 and rook b7 check.
King g6, I can go.
So I have to have the pawn on h5 as well. Yeah, I think this is looking extremely positive for Arjun now.
Exactly, because if you do keep your pawn on h5, I can always attack your pawn from that diagonal, right? h5 to d1, and you'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it does look quite tricky to play for a win here.
Yeah, I think Madamino is just going to come and play with no pressure, and it is going to be up to Arjun. Somehow can we confirm if Arjun has 8 minutes, or if he can zoom in on the clock, because that's going to be a deciding factor then. If Arjun has more time, he will defend this.
And this is after 40 moves. But I think even without the
Yeah.
time,
Okay. Okay. So yeah, 7.5 minutes confirmed, and that might be a problem, Priyanka.
but that is unlikely. I think once you find the plan like a fortress kind of a thing, then you can just waste some moves with your bishop and gain some time, right?
True. True.
But I
Yeah.
think the
Next, the
position is
board is
looking good to.
updated. Yeah.
Hmm.
Rook a4 on the board. Oh, is it table base? Yeah. Chat is saying table base draw by king g7 already.
Yes,
Okay.
7 pieces.
He's gotten it, Chad. He's gotten it. Arjun can hold this, I think.
Yes, very good chance that he might as well hold this position.
Yeah, Chad, it's 9 rounds total. A mistake by White, but I don't know. I don't think it matters so much. But
Yeah.
Arjun, he can just chill right now. I think I like your plan with h6 and keeping the bishop on this long diagonal, Chad.
So h6 now, maybe king e5. So bishop moves, yeah, there is no rook check. So h5 is the only variation that we might have to worry a little about, right? If otherwise,
Correct.
then I can see a way to play for a win. And then how does black continue? I think that is important.
Yeah, we were discussing this. Bishop c2 attacks the rook, maybe rook a6, and we just chill.
Actually, now that I think about it, even if you do get rook check, king h8, king f6 position, right?
Okay.
How are you going to proceed further if I just don't do anything at all? I just
Check.
maintain my bishop, yes, king h8, for example, and then I just wait. But you'll have
Okay.
to play the pawn to h5, right? Because I always have king
Sure.
d6, so you have to play h5 and then a check. And then what if I just wait?
So basically, we'll get to this position, right, in the end.
Yes. And how
Yeah,
does white
Ashu,
play?
of course, difficult for Arjun to win, but we are discussing, can he draw this? Can he draw this is the question. So even after that, I think this is White's best case scenario, Priyanka. Like you got
Yes.
everything that you want.
And now this should be a draw unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
sure he's thinking about the same
I look at
because
Arjun,
I
he's
don't see a win.
also staring to the camera. He realizes it now, I think. He knows it's a draw.
Yes,
And yeah, Jay Pandey is mentioning a great point. White can also do this rook g7. We chill. Rook g6. I'm not going to capture this. If I capture, you are uh, lost after h takes g6. Remember, king g6 is a draw because it's just the h pawn. But h take g6 is winning for white in this king and pawn endgame. But what I will do is after rook g6, I will simply play king h7 to protect this pawn with my king. And then it's a draw again. So Priyanka, wow, a very instructive endgame here that we have.
yes. Arjun did play at 6, so it clearly means that he's seen this position and then he's just walked away from the
Let's
board. Yeah.
let's go, Chad. Let's go. He has found it. He's found the defensive idea.
I
Now
think this is
Manavino.
something his opponent had missed because now he seems very, very surprised to see at 6 on the board.
Yeah, exactly. And this is like no risk for him, but it's a big difference if you head into the last round with a lead or with same points as the opponent.
Exactly. So king e5 is played. I think now all black has to do is to just wait on that diagonal.
So Priyanka is saying that this is the diagonal that we just have to wait, not do anything, just chill. And did Hans cry after? No, I don't think he cried. Yeah, but let's see. Let's see this. Just madman things, exactly, Sumit. What started off with I mean, they could have drawn this like 3 hours ago, Priyanka.
Yes. This is very instructive. This endgame is really instructive. Even though you are a rook, like an exchange plus a pawn up, it's still not enough to win the position, right? It's very instructive.
True. So yeah, we can see the players. Definitely, I think the body language has shifted. Arjun looks more calm. Bishop c2 on the board, and now the eval bar is also kind of digesting the fact that it is closer to a draw. Let's go.
Exactly. And he looks more calm, and now you can see stress on his opponent's face as well. Probably
Yeah,
he thought also realized that, okay, it's probably a draw now.
exactly. Bishop c2 hitting the rook. Got to save that. And yeah, if now, Chad, if you give a check, I think I also have king up the board, king to g6. I think
I
that
don't quite understand why King G6 is just lost.
I don't know. I think it's just gonna go back to the same eval.
Are you sure? Because it was showing me +5 for white. After King G6, somehow this H5, King F6 is just winning for white.
Oh, and you go from like rook h8 and attack the h6 pawn probably.
You probably keep your. Ah, but Rook Bishop, is that a draw? Yes, okay, now it understands
Okay.
that Rook versus Bishop is a draw.
So yeah, I think rook a7 check should be played. We have the live position. No, rook g4 check was played.
Yes.
But this is easier. No, now I think king
You just
h7,
go
king
King
h8.
H7. Yes. Either King
Both.
H7, King F7, both the moves should be fine, I think.
Yeah, yeah, should be. Chat,
Then
just
King
don't
H8.
plan. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
No, did he? No, no, he kept it back, I think.
Oh, what just happened? Is that a glitch?
No, I think yeah, maybe a glitch on R and yeah, king h8 played.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see on the video also. He just kept it. He kept it back on G7, but finally
Huh.
he has left it, and now it's King H8 has been played.
Yes, now I think this should be an easy draw.
Wow, what a save, Chad! What a save by Arjun. Any other winning ideas that you can see, Priyanka? We looked at this Rook G6 idea after H5. If not that, anything else that you can think of?
I'm just wondering if without the pawn on h6, is it still a draw?
Um, you get the H6 square.
But I just keep my bishop on g8 to a2 diagonal.
No, that is a theoretically winning position, Priyanka, without the H6 pawn. So the point is, if the pawn is on H5,
Ah,
it's
you get your
it's not.
king to
Yeah. So
h5,
the winning idea is Rook G5, King H6, King H5, King G4, and you go
g4. You
like
get
that.
the king to the other side and then you push. Right, correct.
Correct,
So that
correct.
is winning.
So you need the H6 pawn, but Arjun, I think, has figured it out somehow. What a miraculous escape this will be for Arjun.
Right. I think now it's just matter of time. The game could end any moment. Because I don't really see a way of how White could play for a win. He might just
Yeah.
take some time to, digest, kind of digest the fact that it's now not winning anymore.
Yep.
But I think it's just easy. It does not matter how much time Arjun has on the clock.
True, true. And I think he should be getting 30 minutes more, so that is like a bonus still. And
After 60
Queen,
moves, right?
sorry? Yeah, 40 moves. They didn't get the extra time, I think, yet. So
Ah,
that's all. It's
okay.
zero, yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
then there's
end
absolutely no
times.
problem. Yeah.
True, true. Even a rucksack is a draw. What about Vidit's game? Vidit drew like I think 20 minutes ago. So very, very nice game there. And Shibam Bid is saying, yeah, the never give up attitude by Arjun has helped him. Definitely, for sure.
I've seen him save so many such games like this. In fact, even went on to win many games, right? Arjun is that kind of a player who just never gives up.
For sure. And I think that is what makes these players even stronger. You have to beat them two or three times in the same game, Priyanka. So that
Exactly.
That is what they just keep coming back. They don't give up that easily. And yeah, genius counseling, you're right. Arjun was losing, and how he managed to save this. That's amazing. While Queen of Chess is saying this is the second biggest save in the tournament after that game of Vidit versus Hans. And I think, Priyanka, you were covering that with Tiku, right?
Right. And that d5 move, I mean, that was
Correct.
insane.
That 25-minute thing and then the saving.
Yes, totally deserved it. I mean, he played the best moves for like what, 5 to 6 moves, right? The only moves in the position, and he somehow went down to save it. So,
Yeah, including three brilliancies in a row. That was, I think, the best save of the tournament. This would definitely also make it to the top two. And yeah, like we see, he is an exchange and a pawn down, but there's just no winning plan for White Chat. No winning plan.
yes, I think Mother Minnow is finding it difficult to digest the fact that it's now a draw. You can clearly see it on his face, yeah? He
Yeah,
doesn't look very happy.
it happens to all of us. Even like we have faced it many times, but it feels a little tough when you're about to beat like your highest rated player ever, like 2-6, 2-7, 5-7, and then you don't do it. So Priyanka, who's the highest rated player you have beaten?
Oh, wow. I've never really thought about it. But the first player that comes to my mind, I think, is Harsha or Inian. I bet Harsha and Inian, I don't know who has the
Yeah.
highest rating. Probably both of them are 2600s.
Yeah, yeah.
Harsha
That's
Bhartkar or Indian, I think. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think it's looking like a DGT error here on this Theodoro versus Abdusattorov board because so maybe do we have the cameras for this Abdusattorov versus Nodirbek? Yeah, this is definitely an error.
Yes, I think it's yeah, yeah, they drew, and I think it's the placement of the kings that went wrong.
Yeah, should be on D4, D5. So another draw, which means somehow if we can have a quick look at the standings here of this. So Vokido is on 5. Got it, got it. So we'll have the results in a few seconds. So all comes down to this game, Priyanka. Can Madavinov do something different? But looks like Arjun has got hold of this.
Yes, I think he's getting away with it because the
Yeah.
only trick that he has in this position is h5 and rook g6. Of course, black is not going to take on g6 and working h7.
Mhm.
But other than that, I don't see. Now rook g2 has been played, and now bishop d3, bishop h7 anywhere, bishop b1 anywhere on that diagonal should just be a draw.
Yeah, because like just let's show this king f6. Chad, you do not want to ever leave this diagonal. Like let's say a simple careless move. You just play the bishop here. The king is going to slide across, and once you lose this pawn, it's game over. So we want to it's like a bridge has been created between the king and the pawn, and we don't want the king to cross that. So that's the whole point. Rook g2 on the board, Priyanka.
Rook g2, okay, I think, yeah, I
Bishop
think they're going to do it
d3,
soon. Rook b2 has been played.
even bishop b1 here. Anywhere on this diagonal works, I think. Yeah, bishop b1 on the board.
So I think probably he's going to play king f6, one move.
Yeah, White has to try this. I think I would definitely try this idea once. The rook g2, h5, rook g6 idea, and then maybe take the draw after that.
Yes. Or maybe he might try something like king f4, king g4,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
simply
that
bishop g6, king g7, and then that should also end in a draw. And then maybe h5, come back if he was too desperate. But that should also be easy.
true, true. Yeah, Maraminov can think all he likes, but there's just very little left in the game right now.
Hope that's a glitch or not.
What? Nodirbek lost?
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my God. Chat. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's go to this game. And one of the potential tournament winners and the favorites, he gave a free rook exactly, in this position, chat. Very, very basic. It's black is like 2 pawns. No, 1 pawn up. So no chance of him ever losing. White just went back, defended the pawn, and attacks the rook. And in this position, you have to move your rook. And Noderbek just touched his king. And he had to play the king here. And king takes pawn is a free rook. Priyanka, what just happened here?
Absolutely insane. I mean, I just don't know what to say, right? You cannot ever imagine winning this with white.
It has to be your luckiest day, your birthday, everything at once. There is no chance that you're beating a 2-7-7-5 player by the touch move rule, chat. Insane. Insane. Yeah, he
That
lost
is,
by touch move.
that is insane. I mean, that was the reason. When I
Wow.
did check the camera, he looked extremely angry. I could see Abdu was very angry, but I thought it's because, okay, It's just him, right? I thought it's a draw. Okay, he must be winning. But now it makes so much more sense.
Wow.
But why would he even touch his king is what I don't understand. Was he adjusting, or I don't know if he forgot the rook was hanging.
No idea. I think maybe if there is an interview on site from someone, might find out that out later. But a shocking
Yes.
game here, and Nicholas Theodorou gets his first win, I'm guessing. No, his second win after beating Hans. And he joins Vidit in ninth place, shared ninth place. But this means, Priyanka, Abdu Satru is out of the running for the title pretty much.
Yes. Does
So
look
it's
like that.
between these three players, Chad, once again, a quick reminder. Madaminov will go to 5, Vokidov will be on 5, and Jan Nepomniachtchi will be on 4.5. If you want to enter the giveaway that we have on Priyanka's Instagram, do go there and vote quickly. Remember, you have to be a follower to enter the giveaway.
Right. Thanks, Rakesh, for mentioning that. And maybe meanwhile, if we could quickly check Memento's game, right? I mean, that is so insane. If you can check just the
Sure,
last
sure.
moves,
Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's this? With 32 seconds for white.
he was +3 and now suddenly he's minus. I just don't understand. The engine is just going crazy.
Yeah, another crazy opposite color end games with opposite color bishop end games and queen d6 mistake, and he can just take. Babadero can start pushing these pawns here. So big chance for Mamadera, and last move was a mistake and played with 2 seconds by Nodirbek Yakuboev. So not a good day for the Nodirbeks overall, Priyanka.
That's true. But did you see the only move in the position to play for a win after Queen C6?
Uh, Here, okay. It's h4, h5. The blue arrow strikes again.
H4 is the only move to play for a win apparently in that position. Doesn't look easy at all with just seconds on the clock.
Not easy at all. And, especially with the 40. He would love to have this on the 41st move, where you get 30 minutes aram se to think and just adjust a little bit. But very tough to find this. And Mamedar is chilling with 13 minutes. And after the
He might as
mistake,
well win this game, actually.
yeah, he looks like he's taking over.
Right, that's, yeah, not a very good day for Nodirbeks.
Yeah, Nodirbek's not having a good day. And these two pawns are extremely scary. I will happily give up this bishop for the e passed pawn and start pushing on the right side.
Yes, does look very dangerous. So how many moves have they made? They must have made,
39.
yes,
This
okay.
is
Yeah.
so the crucial 40th move coming up, chat. He has to go something like bishop f4 or pawn to f4. 18 seconds. Bamidar is not even at the chair and he plays f4. Okay, so still some chances for the Uzbek number 3.
So f4, the point is probably after c3 to go f5. But bishop f7, what does he want? Does he want to go rook f8? But that doesn't give you anything, right? Because there is rook d6 and rook
Yeah.
f7. You could give a check on d1
You
and go
can
rook.
just promote with the check,
Ah,
right? So to C1.
yes, that also works. So to c2, c1 with a check, and it's going to be a mate.
Yeah, this is out. So f5, bishop f7. Now king f2 is the idea for white to try and use the king to blockade these two pawns. But I think he'll be happy. Yakubov gets 30 minutes extra, gets up from his chair. So, but good call out to get to this game, Priyanka. Maybe we want to switch back to Arjun and
Yes.
see what's happening there. 25 minutes now, and Arjun has gotten his king to h8 happily.
Yes, and I think rook g2, king h8 were the last moves, and maybe king g4 is something he can try, but bishop g6 should simply hold.
Yeah, and maybe I try something like king h7. Does that work?
King h7, king h5, and then maybe bishop e4 should be fine, right?
Yeah, and
Rook
if there's
g3
like
has
a
to be played.
Nodirbek moment and you play rook d2 chat,
Oh my
black to
god.
play and win in one move, we've seen crazier things happen today, but this is very toughy. But yeah, exactly. Bishop f3 is a mate. So rook g3 would need to be played, and then we still keep chilling, I guess.
Yes, we just go bishop c2. Actually, this looks like an even more easier draw, right? Rook has to prevent our check on that diagonal, or if the king goes back, we have no danger anyway.
Yeah, now bishop d1 is a threat, and the king has to go back to have any chances again, and then we can still keep continuing on the diagonal or even king h8. So I think Arjun is not at the chair, so just shows he's super happy about this.
Yes, I'm sure he's like relaxing. He's like, okay, I got this. There's no way I'm going to lose this, so I'm just going to chill.
Yeah, and rook b2 played again. I think
So
bishop
now bishop
d3.
g6 or bishop d3.
Yeah, and the best part, it doesn't matter, chat. You can keep the bishop on any of these two squares, and even bishop h7, I guess that works.
Should be fine,
And
yes.
he goes bishop g6. Oh, what a miss by Madamino. He must be kicking himself.
But he's having a tournament of his life, so he shouldn't be too hard on himself too, right?
True,
I
true. Maybe
mean,
he can
event is
analyze after the event is done.
yeah, there's still one more round, and he has a very good chance to finish at the top.
True, true. Priyanka, has this ever happened to you? Like you were winning or you were maybe defending, and suddenly the game stumbles into like a theoretically known position.
Oh, several times. I would always evaluate these positions, end up making a draw or even losing by overpressing, right? This happens to most of the players, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, he didn't play king h. There's h5, right?
When h5? So he went king g7. Rook b6, king g7 is on the board, so king g4. And again, I think he's going to move his bishop away, right? Bishop d3. Oh, that he has to be careful about. So now king g4.
Yeah,
If he
on the
moves the
board.
bishop the normal way, like bishop d3, now rook b7 check and king h5, he might lose the pawn. So he has to be a little careful here.
King h7. Yeah,
And now,
Nodirbek actually lost.
yeah.
That is true. What is the combination for Arjun to win the tournament? So I'm not even sure if that is possible. Let me have a
But I
look.
think it's trailing by 1 point, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
it's
yeah, okay, this
slightly unlikely.
technically should be possible. So he basically has to draw this and win tomorrow, and then hope Madaminov, Nepo, and Vokidov all lose. So it's like those, 1% chances, sadly.
But what if they play against each other? Are they playing against each other by any
No, no,
chance?
they're
No,
not. They're
right?
not.
Okay.
So it's like a slim chance, but yeah, possible. King e5, bishop c2 played, and yeah, I think Arjun has saved this one now.
Yes. I think it's only a matter of time. If you can see the way that even White is playing the moves, he's just playing with the left hand, riding with the right, right? So it's like what we do when the game is almost over.
Correct, correct. You can go full screen there on the players. maybe a handshake incoming, I think, but definitely try that rook g7, rook g6 idea once with the pawn on h5. White will definitely play on maybe like at least for half an hour more, I'm guessing. Because not half an hour, like at least 10 moves more, 10, 15 moves. You have to just try and push the pawn there once.
Yes, and maybe until the score sheet finishes. Oh, the score sheet has finished already.
Yeah, correct. It's move 61. So,
Yes.
yeah, Karthik, exactly. Five-way tie if all results work out. So it's a 1% chance. So Nepo is in second place. So there you go. And Vidit has drawn his game, friends. So very tough for Arjun, but he will be nevertheless happy with this game, Priyanka.
Yes, I think he'll be happy to have saved this game because he was
Yeah,
much worse before, and okay, he found this very nice kind of a fortress in the end game. So I think he'll be happy with the result.
for sure, for sure. Bishop c2 on the board. Yeah, the point is, chat, keep the bishop here. Don't allow the white king to, cross over like this. And that is why this position is a theoretically drawn game. Akshay Vidit drew his game today. Yesterday he won. Oh yeah, chat is right that it's like they're saying karmas has struck back. I don't know if you remember Priyanka in Tata Steel this year, Gukesh
Mhm.
did leave a rook hanging against
Oh,
Nodirbek.
right,
So
that's so true. But okay, I mean, it's not his fault that Gukesh had
correct,
left his
correct.
hanging, right? So
That's true. But chat never forgets. And Rook G7, our last throw of the dice is on the board now. H5 Rook G6 incoming.
Bishop D3 has been played.
Yeah.
Okay,
King
they have played the
F7.
possible. And anywhere, right? Again, if I go bishop C2, there's literally
Correct.
nothing that it can do.
Yeah.
Maybe he
Doesn't
wants
matter.
to keep the king on F8 and then go for H5, but even then, Rook G6, I could just go king H7.
Yeah. Whenever the rook comes here, we need to play king to H7 chat. That's the only thing. Video lag, audio good. Yeah, I think the action is coming in from the live feed is coming from Tashkent, Uzbekistan. So sorry about that, chat, but yeah, we'll do our best. Rook back to G3. Nah, there's nothing there.
Yeah, just keep waiting in the diagonal. I think some of the viewers are also finding some audio issues, but I hope that's not on our side, right?
Somewhere nothing. Yeah, awesome. Nothing from our side on the audio. Audio is good, chat. Sorry about the live feed. Rook C3 comes in. Even if there is a check, we just go up. So I think Bishop
Does
E4
not go
now
bishop
should.
H7. So,
Oh, yes, that's a great point. Do not go Bishop H7 because now it's lost after this check and the king has nowhere to go. So Arjun, come on. I don't think Arjun falls for this.
yes. Looking at the body language of Arjun, I think White is going to take draw any moment. He's playing moves like,
Yeah.
okay, brother, how much more longer, right? I know I got this.
Exactly. And Rook C7, and a very important point exactly that why Arjun is so confidently playing because you want to keep your defensive fortress in a setup chat. Do not go fancy or think of new ways like I will give Bishop A2 check for example, and suddenly you are lost. After a reverse check, King has to go back and King G6. So once you have gotten a fortress, stick to it no matter what, Priyanka.
Yes. Especially in endgames, right? When you find a setup that defenses, then you don't have to waste your energy or time thinking if you can do anything better. Just stick to your plan and just keep repeating the moves. I think that should be more than enough.
Correct. He played brilliantly. Exactly. Thanks, Akshay, for that. He did. Bishop d3 on the board. Yeah, no winning ideas. You got to try h5 though, Priyanka. Like I don't think white
I
should
think
agree to a draw.
yes. He's simply like, I think, trying to play some moves and drain Arjun's energy, maybe. But I don't think that's going to
Possible.
work. Because he can always play h5, right? He has 50 moves to make with the pawn moves, and he can even try to play h5 on the 49th move, and the game still goes on forever.
Correct,
I hope he
correct.
doesn't do that, but that's a possibility, right?
Yeah, I hope he doesn't do that either. So does Samay Bhai and chat because we know the results, so we should be able to wrap it up pretty quickly in the next 10 minutes or so would be ideal. And now I think the moment is coming. Rook g7, h5, and rook g6 should be on. No, he doesn't go for that, Priyanka.
He still again goes to d6. Arjun is not the kind of player that gets tired very easily because he's always the one playing the longer games, right? So I think we have nothing to worry.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, moves are coming in quickly now.
Yes.
And no, I don't think Shivraj, he doesn't fall below 2750 because he will be above it. If he would have lost, I think he would have fallen below 2750. But he lose like maybe 2, 3 points here. So he won't fall below that. Don't worry.
Yes. I think he's just hoping that Arjun hangs his bishop the same way that Abdu had hung his rook, right? Okay, agreed. Draw has been agreed.
Let's go. I
Right.
think a very, very nice game here by both players. Madamino had his chance, but Arjun Erigasi holds the draw in a very, very comfortable way. And yeah, with that, he maintains his lead. Arjun has an outside chance, I would say, overall, but a very, very exciting day overall, Priyanka. Your thoughts?
Definitely. I'm really glad. When I first checked the games, both of the Indian players were lightly, like, slightly worse. But now
Hmm.
to end the day with one is a good score, I think. Both of them have defended very well. So that's
Yeah.
good news for us.
That's good news, definitely. And just a quick update and recap on the results. What had happened today, chat? Firstly, we saw Vidit Gujarati making a nice exchange sacrifice, but then drawing against the tournament leader Shamsuddin Wokidov. And after that, we saw Jan Nepomniachtchi beating Hans Niemann. We know they have their beef, but a nice game by Nepo there when he won. He had 1 hour 22 minutes on the clock, so definitely a show of power there. Then we were switching between this game and Nodirbek Abdusattorov's game when we suddenly saw that Abdusattorov blundered a whole rook by because of the touch move rule. He had to play his king and he lost a rook. He lost the game and he's out of the fight for first place. And coming to this game, lastly, a very, very nice idea. And I think it was Priyanka, we discussed that idea right before it happened. So wonderful having you on stream. And thank you for sharing that idea with chat.
Thank you so much, Rakesh. It was really nice to see come on the board.
Exactly, exactly. It's always nice. It's like our own prep that we do before an opening has come, that we prepare, and that actually comes on the board. So it was nice to see that.
Always feels good.
Exactly, exactly. And while Arjun and Madhavino still analyzing, Madhavino might be thinking, where was my win? Where did I go wrong? But it wasn't completely clear. But let's see what happens in the last round of the tournament that happens tomorrow. Sahil Bhai, Tiku Bhai will be back. We'll also have all of our amazing co-host. Priyanka will be there, Dushan might be there, and I might also join. So plenty of things to fight on for. But before we just go, you can see Priyanka's Instagram below her name. Definitely go and check her giveaway that we are doing with Chesscom Diamond Membership giveaway. So last call for that. And with that, thank you, chat. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Samay Bhai, for the amazing production as always. And we'll see you tomorrow for the last round of UzChess.